simulation webinar. We're going to get started in a few moments, in about another 2 or 3 minutes. We want to give everyone time to get settled in. Everyone's pouring in, guys. I'm honest with you when I say this. Make sure that your internet connection is very strong, because if you get logged out, I don't know if you're going to be able to get logged back in. GoToWebinar has a 1,000 person capacity, and I guarantee you that we're going to hit that there tonight. So please, while we're waiting the next couple minutes, load up questions in the chat box right now. Anything that you would want to ask Becker or Mike Long, Fletch, myself, Jake Tanner, we're all here live, and we're going to get started in about 2 minutes. We'll see you then. Guys, for those of you that are just logging on right now, your audio is working. We're just waiting about another minute to get started. We've got close to 700 people on right now. They're still loading in. So please, guys, I encourage you, don't log out for any reason at all. You might not be able to get back in, because once we hit that 1,000 person capacity, it doesn't allow anyone else back in. You might not be able to get back in. So we'll be back in about 60 seconds to get things started. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. A simulation webinar with Cotton Grammar. We have Mike Long, we have Fletch, Jake Tanner, and a special guest of honor who is going to absolutely bring a message that we all need to hear tonight, Alex Becker. And we'll just go ahead and say hello to everyone that is with us right now. We'll start out. Mike, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really good. I don't know that we've ever had. We're over 2/3 full. This is crazy. I think this is an exciting event. Gonna have a good time.
Absolutely. Fletch, my man, how are you? I've got to spend the entire 8 days with you. It was amazing, man. How you doing?
High point of my year, Cotton. Definitely had a good time with you out here, dude. Got a lot of technical knowledge on SEO and talked a lot of shop with the money side of things. So as always, it's my pleasure to be on.
Great. Jake, you know what? We want to bring some focus on you. I hope you're there right now. I know you're muted. But I understand that you've had a tremendous amount of success for this month, man. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. Can you hear me fine now?
Absolutely, we can hear you.
Okay, I was trying to get that to work earlier, but yeah. So I finally broke my first 6-figure month this month in agency client consulting, and that's been pretty crazy. We're moving into a new office this week, and 2 full-time hires start next week. Wow. So it's kind of jumping to a major next level for me, anyway.
Definitely. Let me ask you a question. What do you think was that one thing that you did that just kind of broke you over that to take you up to the $100,000 a month level?
Everything. The one main thing that I took away from it has been mindset. You know, when you get a $10,000 check, your mindset changes. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are like, well, I have that mindset, I think. And what's really for me is I don't think you really get that mindset until that one thing happens. So it's always like, yeah, I have the mindset that I want to charge someone $10,000, but your mindset really changes when you get that first real $10,000 check, and then it changes again when you get a $50,000 check, which we just got, and that was crazy for me to get a $50,000 check, and then it's going to change again when I get a $100,000 check. So sure. That's been the biggest thing for me, I think, moving forward.
Definitely, and you were able to hit that $50,000 check a lot sooner than I ever did. I just got my first one this month as well. My first client for over $50,000 a month. So, that's exciting stuff. Guys in OMG, if you'd like to hear more from Jake and you'd like for me to bring him back on an assimilation webinar. Just talk shop with him to find out what he's doing with his agency that's like differently from what I'm doing, because getting different perspectives that. Go to the Facebook group right now. I want you to give a hashtag Jake, and just give him a hashtag Jake anyway, because I want you guys to congratulate him on that success. You know, anytime that you hit $100,000 a month is amazing. Guys, we have close to 700 people on right now. Guys, let's show our appreciation. He's started out with OMG. He also came on through our special guest Becker, and he's been able to do a lot of stuff that no one's able to do. So if you have access to the Facebook group, then please do hashtag Jake on there. Let him know that we support him, and we're going to be rooting him on. That I'm excited to try to talk to him, and him and I just kind of touch base this week. I'm excited to sit down and talk with him and share with him how, you know, if I can provide any insight to him, how he can take him up to $150,000, $200,000 a month. So it's always exciting to hear OMGers like that. But Jake, man, that's amazing stuff. You think you'd be open to come back in the next few weeks and sharing some of your agency strategies so people can hear how it's going on?
Oh yeah, I'd love to. We can get together sometime and chat about that.
Definitely. And Jake, just kind of stay on. We're going to get back to you. We're going to probably do a little Q&A afterwards, maybe if we have some time. And I'm sure people would love to hit you with some questions to find out exactly what you're doing and how you were able to hit $100,000 a month. And then we're going to get to our special guest, Alex, my friend. How are you doing, man?
Oh, shit. I'm trying to figure out how to hit the microphone button on GoToWebinar. This stuff never works for me. It's made by literally the guy in the spacesuit right there in the picture. Is that supposed to be like a good thing, or what's like the message behind this? There's just a man burning on the screen. It's like, come! It's going to be awesome. But
Alex,
good.
We had such an incredible webinar last week that everyone's still on fire from it. So that was the theme of it. So I had to put on my spacesuit.
Some guy actually died. He was watching his spacesuit, and he went outside in the streets of New York and just died right there. So fair warning.
Sure. I understand you got a pretty inspirational message set up for us tonight.
I think so. I think I do.
Great. Well, what we'll do is, Alex, we'll just field a couple questions, and we'll see if we can find a couple for you. Then we'll just let you get into doing what you do best. You know, you've always been a huge inspiration for me. You're responsible for me being an OMG. I know that I got my first SEO, knowledge about anything for the first 3 months of my SEO career, all from you. And then from there, you routed me into OMG, and I've been able to take off, and you and I become very, very, very good friends over the course of that. So, you know, I still look at you as kind of like a mentor, and you know, you've always been out there trailblazing, doing things that that's always amazed me. And the message that Mike and I got a sneak peek of what you're going to talk about tonight. I think that you're going to be a true inspiration for everyone. They're going to be able to take away a lot of valuable information from it. So let me see if guys, is there any questions you have with Alex before we get started? And Alex, if you want to try to just jump on, I'm sure you can see the questions. And guys, if you got some questions for Alex, if not, we're just going to let him take over and do what he does best. He's a veteran of these things. And I really don't see any specific questions.
Yeah, I just saw someone yell Age of Ultron, so I guess that applies to me. That's what we got going on right there. Thank you, Dietrich. We are all excited for the movie as well. May 1st is coming.
Yeah, I got my tickets for tomorrow night, actually. So I'll be there tomorrow night.
I'm not even going to try. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait out the storm, then I'll go see.
Definitely. But Becker, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, man. And if you need anything from me, we're not getting any specific questions coming. We got a Thundercats woo-woo in there, but you're always electrifying when you're on these webinars. So we'll just turn it over to you. And if there's anything you need from me, just kind of shout out, and I'll be around.
Sounds good. Let's do it. Just make me presenter, and then I'll unleash my fury upon OMG.
There you go. Send it over to you.
Okay, cool. One sec. Let me close my office door. It freaks me out when I'm talking because I hear myself speaking in the hallway.
Yeah, guys, while he's getting started, let's give a hashtag Becker in the OMG thread. Hashtag Becker. Guys, we have over 700 people on. We need about 350 of these guys. Show your appreciation. Go over there, light it up. Show him that you actually are interested, that he's here. This is what gets him to come back. Let's get about 300, 400 hashtag Beckers going on.
You know, Cotton,
Hi, buddy.
I was really fired.
There we go.
I was really fired up, Alex, to do this event and to have you on. You were the original, very first person ever to speak at OMG Live Nashville, and one of the things I really wanted you to do is give a little bit of an encore from that event, because people really spend a lot of time worrying, and it's understandable. They literally worry that there's so much competition out there. If they're in SEO client consulting, they're worried that I'm competing up against this big agency that's got 50 people working for them or whatever. What could I ever bring to the table? Or they're doing affiliate marketing. They feel like everybody else knows more than they do. Or they're doing Amazon. They feel like all the products are already being sold. Everybody else knows more than them. And I really thought that you started off OMG Live National in such a perfect way and just really broke down the barriers of intimidation. And I just know that like people just really want to know that the opportunity is really out there and that there really is a chance to make money online. So I think that the best way to usher Becker in here is to do a hashtag money getting and really just get him revved up. And Alex, man, I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say.
Awesome stuff. I'm really gonna. Okay, cool. I'm ready to go. Yeah, and Mike, and also between now and then, I figured out how to work a microphone in a webinar, so you have a lot to be proud of right now. Okay, cool. So with that being said, everybody here, give me a 1 if you can see my screen clearly. You can hear what I'm saying, all that cool stuff. Okay, guys. Does anybody here not know who I am? It's totally okay if you don't know who I am. There's no reason on earth you should know who I am. I'm not a celebrity by any means. But just give me a 2 if you have no earthly idea who I am or why I'm speaking right here. That's cool. Chuck says 2. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm just going to sum it up real quick, give my little job resume and why I think I should talk to you today. My name is Alex Becker. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I own a brand called SourceWave you might have heard of. Doing lots of other businesses right now as well. I started in SEO. I like to proudly say that I'm the world's 1,321st best SEO in the whole entire world. All right, there is only 1,030 people in front of me. That's because really, I'm not the world's greatest SEO. I have really good mentors in OMG. I have the best teachers in the world, so I still do SEO really well. But what I really want to talk about in this webinar is not being the world's greatest SEO, it's just getting paid very, 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 very well. How many people here just want to get paid? Just give me 1 if that's you. You just want to make a ton of money, okay? You don't want to win any world's greatest SEO. Okay, cool. We're in the same boat. We'll get along. With that being said, I still run a client SEO business. Still have all my original clients from forever ago. I do about $32K a month doing that. I run affiliate sites. I'm the proud owner of ShredSource.com, which I believe is still ranking, I think, like number 3 for online guitar lessons. It is the worst affiliate SEO site ever made, and still absolutely goes in rank. So I still make plenty of money from my affiliate sites. Actually starting up a lead selling business, and I'm going to get you and walk you through in today. And where I make the huge chunk of my money right now is mostly by selling software and services online. I do about $300,000 plus a month from that. Of course, I have a staff, and I'm constantly reinvesting all that money, so it's not like I'm taking $300,000 and putting it back in my fund money account every single month and stuff like that. And right now I'm really focused on something called Market Hero, which is a CRM software, basically kind of like think Infusionsoft kind of thing. Anyways, I met Mike, joined OMG quite some time ago, and I've been doing SEO in every single facet for the past, I don't know, almost 4 years. Mike, we've known each other for way too long. It's borderline creepy. But with that being said, here's what I'm going to do today. Okay? Yeah, it's been way too long since I first called you on the phone. Like, let me promote OMG, dude. It's going to be awesome. With that being said, Conan, do you also remember to hit the record button? I remember you said you'd forget that. Did you hit it?
Oh, I'd hit it long ago, but things can happen with this recording.
Yeah, good. Okay. So what I'm going to do today, guys, I'm going to teach you some tactics that are going to make you money. Then I'm going to show you some tactics, hint, Fair warning, these tactics do involve a software I made, but it is going to drop your PBN hard cost to 0. Is that okay with you? Give me a 2 if that's okay. Cool, cool. All right, I'm going to show you some cool stuff, and that's all I'm going to do today. I'm going to have some fun, and I'm going to go on some rants, and it's going to be a lot of jolliness. Okay, so I asked you guys in the OMG chat today what you want me to talk about, and by overwhelming demand, I got talk about selling leads via local leads. This is absolutely easiest way to make SEO money too, and then also how to really go out there and crush SEO agencies and so forth, sell to SEO agencies, actually all sorts of SEO agency type of stuff out there. I didn't get my start, but I kind of wormed my way into getting my first bigger paychecks by working at an SEO agency. And that's where I learned a whole lot of things and how I started my first really big SEO business selling to SEO agencies. So I'm going to give you guys some insight in that as well. With that being said, is everyone cool if I start with talking about how to buy, or not buy, sell leads locally? Give me one if that's cool with you. Okay, cool. Cool. Don Hams, I'm glad that's cool with you because that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about first is selling leads, and this is something I've recently just got into and I'm getting really into because it's the easiest SEO money I've ever seen. Okay, it's the easiest money I think you can make. Whether you're a beginner or a veteran, it's just absurd the amount of income you can make from just these little sites and these easy niches and stuff like that. So let me explain why this is cool before I get into it. And this has no ulterior motive. I have no like, hey, and also I have a lead selling course. I'm just going to teach you some cool stuff. Okay, and Mike, you might have noticed I'm keeping my potty mouth clean because I don't know how you guys feel about potty mouth language. But with that being said, why is this cool?
Say, for one time and one time only, I actually want you just to completely turn it loose because I want like the ultimate Becker tonight. So
okay, well I won't drop any F-bombs because this might. I just want people to think I have some professionality about me. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
You basically want to deceive them. I understand.
Yeah. Someone's going to come out making cross symbols at me in the OMG group. But anyways, guys, why is this cool? I told you guys before I have no interest in being the world's greatest SEO. I just want to get paid very well. And so what I seek out in SEO is not particularly challenges, though there are some amazing SEOs I have a lot of respect to make a killing, doing some very challenging things. I don't want the challenges. I want something I can go out there and do over and over again with very little resistance and absolutely make a killing from. Okay, for every day I spend, I want to make, at least $5,000 back from that amount of work to keep up with my current pace. Okay, so you need to understand that. So I can't go out there and try and do some challenging things I'm not going to have success with. Okay. With that also being said, when I start my businesses, I don't like being on someone else's time. I have a client business. I very, very, very rarely talk to my clients, but I didn't want to scale it because I don't, and there's nothing against anybody that runs a business like this. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't like waking up knowing I have to wake up at 10 to talk to somebody, and I don't like knowing I have to be somewhere at some time or I have to respond to their email within a certain amount of time. I just don't like living on other people's time, so I don't like doing it. Give me a 2 if you're kind of like that. Yeah. Nothing wrong with people that run a client business. You guys are badasses. I love it. That is awesome. That's just not for me. Okay. And I also like black and white transactions. Okay. The reason why I don't particularly like working with clients, the reason why I don't particularly like teaching anymore, for example, I have a training course. I have a training university. I don't teach at all. I have 2 very talented SEOs who teach there. I don't like training so much because, again, I'm on other people's time. I owe them something. And whether they get results with my training or not, it's a very hard task. Running something like OMG, for example, is very, very hard. That's why I leave it up to Mike. That's why I leave it up to Kata. Okay? I like black and white transactions where if a person gives me money, I give them something in return, and it's done. All right, there's no debates. There's no debates if they got results. They pay me for a cookie. I give them a cookie. And that's the end of the transaction. Everything's done. There's no debates. Give me a 1 if you like that too. Okay. That's what I like. And client stuff is not always like that. So it's kind of hard for me to really get my head around. Even when I'm building PBNs and stuff for people, it's still not black and white until 6 months later when they like their PBN. So with that being said, you can make absurd profits from this in niches that anyone can rank for. It does not require much selling or much interaction after. You literally pick up the phone and say, hey, do you want leads? How much do you pay for leads? Can I sell them to you for $5 less per lead? Okay, cool. And then that's it. All right, and it also does not require much traffic. if you can generate about 100 visitors per month, you can go out there and make a $1,000 site very quickly. All right. So I think everybody here, this is OMG. I have full faith you guys can generate 3 visitors a month in these niches. So, where are we? All right. So with that also being said, guys, what I'm really basing this on is I used to really rent a lot of sites. I would rank in niches, and I would rent out the sites. And then my friend Joe and I talked about this about 2 weeks ago, and I was like, well, this is way more profitable and way easier. So that's what I'm converting all this to right now. So with that being said, guys, let me actually pull up a search right quick. This is an example website. If you go to this website right now, let me just go to Google real quick and type in. 2 seconds while I type this in. Okay, guys. So give me a 2 if you can see my screen. You can just see really quickly. All right. So if you type in plano rhinoplasty, I've shown this site off 1,000 times. You see I show up first, second, and then there's some searches I show up third, fourth, too. And this took me about 2 PBN links to do. Okay. Anybody can do that. Everybody here confident they can build a PBN link? Give me a 2 if you can buy, or you're confident you can run a PBN link. Okay. That's all it took. And if you go and look at the site, it's just absolute garbage. The on-page is off and everything like that. I used to rent this site out, but because I'm kind of a bigger name in SEO and not everyone's a big fan of me, my doctor clients started receiving pictures of people's hats. We'll just say people's hats. They were sending very lewd pictures of hats to them, and so it became I can't share my client rental sites. So with that being said, guys, this site right here is very, very easy to rank for. And any niche like this, whether it's water damage, I don't know, brain surgery, very specific lawyers and stuff like this, doesn't take any effort to rank for whatsoever. All right, there are searches out there you can just build 1 PBN link and they're ranking for them. I'm going to go over some niches here in a second you can do this in. Now, this site right here gets around 150 to 200 visitors a month. Okay, and how many people here, give me 1 if you're thinking, someone said, someone's laughing at my prior joke, but give me a 1 if you're thinking, all right, how are you going to go out there and make money with 200 searches per month? This is not a competitive search. Why are you showing this off? Give me that if you're thinking that. Okay, cool. Tons of 1s. All right, of course. I used to think the same thing too. In fact, when I first got into SEO, if someone showed me a search that wasn't competitive, I'd be like, you are a noob, blah, blah, blah. Funny thing is, I make about almost 100 times now than I did back then, but I was quite the elitist SEO back in the day. Anyways, guys, a rhinoplasty costs about $5K per surgery. That's the national average. Now, guys, how much is a phone call worth to a plastic surgeon, knowing they're going to get that payday if the call converts and it's a hot call? It's not like a stranger calling up who was ordering pizza and he's like trying to offer them a nose job. How much is a hot phone call to the person looking to get a nose job in their area worth to them? Someone said 2,000, 1,000, 150, 100. Depends on their profit. Let's just say, give me 1 if we can all agree. Someone said 10K. They can't pay me 10K and make 5K per surgery. Let's agree on 100. Can we all agree on 100? Yeah, someone else said $23 per click. All right, 100. Good. All right, so my site gets about 200 searches per month. If I convert 20% of the people coming to the site, these are people that come in looking for a nose job, wanting to get a nose job, and if my site looks good, they're going to go through and call the number. If I get 20 calls per month at $100 a month, or not $100 per call, how much money am I making? $2,000 a month from the easiest search in the entire world. The easiest search. It's insanely easy. Okay, and the thing, it goes on in niches like this. All right, I did a webinar yesterday with my friend Joe, and he has this cool little SEO lead selling business, and he had sites ranking for like North Dakota water repair specialist. Okay, stuff that anybody in the whole entire world could go out there and rank for. And he was showing me the amount of calls. It was generating about 30 calls a month. They're paying about $30 per call. So that one little site that's ranking for the easiest thing ever is making $600 a month. Shows me another site making $15,000 a month in the lower niche, easiest search in the whole entire world. These sites literally had about 8 backlinks, and only about 2 of those were PBNs. So give me 1 if you just see the potential really quickly. If you could go do this, make 3 of these sites every single day. Yeah. Okay. So easy. You don't have to be a good SEO, and you can make a lot of money. If you go out there and you make 50 sites over the span of a year, and each one is making 1,000 to 2,000 bucks a month, that's a lot of coconuts for doing nothing. Okay, nothing. And if you only make 50, shame on you. So here's some typical rates right here, guys. AC repair, for example, I did not know this. It's about 30 bucks per call. I looked it up. Lawyers on average about 500 to 1,000 to 2,000 and up, depending on the niche, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So all you have to do is go find the niches out there where people pay a lot. Usually this is the easiest way. You find niches out there where people pay a lot for the service or whatever it is. You go out there, you rank for that, and then you call them up, and I'll get into the selling process and everything like that. So give me a 2 if everybody gets a gist. I'm going to go into how to build the site and stuff like that. Okay, someone says I like coconuts. Well, you're in a treat, my friend. You are in for a treat, my friend. Now, one sec. My Macintosh is trying to reset itself. No, don't ask me. Just remind me tomorrow. All right, I don't want to restart my computer ever. All right, so another thing, guys, you might be worrying about conversion rates and stuff like that. Like if you ever had an affiliate site, give me, I know everybody here, you don't have to give me a 1. I know tons of people here have made affiliate sites that don't convert, have like a 1% conversion rate, and you're like, oh, I was supposed to be making tens of thousands of dollars. Guys, if I go into Google right now and I type in Dallas Dentist and I click the first site, if it looks good, if the site looks good and doesn't look like this is Dr. Evil's dental laboratory, I'm going to call that business up and I'm going to go through that business and I'm going to buy through that business. How many people here are the same? Give me a Y if you're the same. There you go. Yeah. As long as there is not a big, giant picture of someone's butt on that site, I'm going to go through the site. So I'm sure everybody here knows what a decent website looks like. Go look at a decent website in Google and say, man, I really like that website, and copy it. That's it. So what you need to do, you need to get a good theme, and then you just need to get call tracking. If you want to get call tracking, go to Google and Google call tracking. There'll be lots of options. If you want to go get a theme resources, you can basically go and use any theme in the entire world. I have a webinar right here below. That is an affiliate link. I'm not saying this is the only theme you can use ever, but if you want to check it out, there's a cool little rental theme right there as well. You can go through that link as well when you're watching the replay. Don't go there right now, okay? And if you don't want to spend 200 bucks on a theme, just go get a general theme and use it, all right? You're not going to be held back by your theme too much right here. Now, the way I go and set up the sites, guys, is I just set a home page. For example, this home page is going to be Dallas Rhinoplasty. Plano Rhinoplasty will be the suburbs. I'm just going to target suburbs, Allen Rhinoplasty, blah, 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 blah. Very, very, very simple. And all we're going to do is go out there and rank these suburb pages just for the super easy keywords to the point where we're getting about 50 to 100 visitors per month. Right? How many people here, give me one if you can get 50 visitors a month? Actually 100. Let's go for 100 because we're being ballsy. We're going to get 3 visitors a day because we are hard asses, deluxes. All right, so with that being said, all we do is we send a PBN link to the site, and that's it. That will usually rank most of these websites. And that's all there is to that. Oh, let me turn off my phone. It's going off. Okay, so what we need to then do, guys, is we go out and we're just going to send a PBN link to it. That's all there is. That's all it takes to rank these sites. You do the basic on-page optimization. Most of them will rank without links if you go out there and target the right niches. Now, if you need a list of niches, there's a list of niches on SourceWave. I'll send Mike a list of niches that you can send out from here. You can also post in OMG. Someone please give me a list of high-end niches, and I guarantee you will get like 1 billion back that you can dive into. Okay, very, very simple. And then you just go out there and you do that 30 times in a row. Okay, so then at that point you track the calls. You just get a number of calls that you're getting in. You just watch it for a week and go, I just got 10 phone calls this week. Then all you do, you call up a person, you call up the businesses. You just can go down the list in Google and say how much do you pay per lead. Okay, and if the businesses are doing SEO or they're doing paid advertising, just click their links and go through businesses that are doing paid advertising. They know how much they're paying per lead. Okay, they know exactly how much they're paying per lead because their ad agency updates them every single month and says, Dr. So-and-so, you're paying 40 bucks per lead and you're making this much back. They know exactly how much they are if they're using AdWords. I've never met a rhinoplasty surgeon that is doing his own AdWords. Now, you use this very complicated pitch. I can't think of any crazy pitches to use, but you just say, how much do you pay per lead? Okay, I'll send you calls for that much or $5 less, so you can make sure it's not BS. I'll send you 5 calls for free, and then I'll invoice you every single month. Thanks. That's all there is to it. All right. I don't think you can get more crazy than that. If you come up to me right now and say, Alex, I will sell you SEO leads for $2.50 each, I will say, how many and when can I get them? That is it. There's no pitch needed because it's a black and white transaction. Okay. So everybody see that really quickly? Yeah. Super duper simple. So what I'm doing right now is I've already hired a staff of people. I know the niches, and I'm just going to go make them in every single state and city, send PR links to them, because me and Gregory actually have a huge, everybody here knows Gregory Ortiz, we have a huge PBN network just sitting there, and all we have to do is just go and send a few to every single site, have these people call up, and that's all there is to it. I'm not even going to be making the calls. I'm just going to have outsourcers make the calls and do that. Very simple. If I do that, guys, 400 times with a staff of 5 people, it's a fun little thing. It's a fun little thing. Now, with that being said, guys, I'm going to go into actually how we can do this and sell to agencies. Good stuff so far, though. Give me a 2 if you're happy with the value I'm presenting. Good. Okay. No one is morbidly offended yet. That is good. All right. So first thing I want to ask you is, who's the richest SEO I've ever met? Who's the most successful SEO I've ever met? Just guess. Just guess. Someone said you. Someone said Cotton. Someone said Anik. Anik, I don't think Anik is an SEO, but well, he might be. Someone said Jimmy Kelly, Matt Cutts, Mark Cuban, Frank Kern. We're getting. Who else is coming up? Are we going to see Justin Timberlake in here? All right, we're seeing all of them. All right. So guys, the most successful SEO I've ever met is richer. I don't know down to a T how much everyone in here makes, but it's richer than all of us combined in this webinar. And he is the richest guy ever because he sold his SEO agency for $50 million and made $50 million at once. He's richer than, he's much richer than me. All right, he makes more. He made more that year than I will. I make about 3. It would take me about, I don't know, 15 years to go out there and make that. He's richer than almost every single SEO I know, and I'm pretty sure he has not done SEO in years. Okay, he actually works directly with Rand Fishkin to actually go and sell an agency. So how many people here listen to SEO Moz for information? No, it's not Rand Fishkin. But how many people here listen to Rand Fishkin for news? How many people don't listen to Rand Fishkin for news? Give me a 2 if you absolutely know. It's funny what comes out of there. Yeah, I don't listen to him for SEO news, but you should listen to him on how to make money doing SEO. The guy makes $1 million per month. I think $2 million per month from Moz right now. So keep all that in mind, guys. And so what I'm going to do, that's just a nice little prequel to talking about SEO agencies, okay? Because it's absolutely, absolutely huge. You have to understand that look, going out there and ranking in Google, going out there and doing all that stuff, that is an amazing skill set. You can generate money for your family and everything like that. But the people who are making the most money from SEO are the people selling agencies, okay? I've met a person that sold their agency for $50 million. It was just SEO, just SEO. I've met a person that sold their agency for $100 million, but it was a wide range of services. That is a lot of coconuts. That's a lot of coconuts. So what I want to talk about really quickly, first off, if you have any interest in starting an SEO agency, I know this is what my friend Jake Tanner is thinking about. Okay, Jake, if you're there, I think you're on this path already, and that's why I envy you a little bit. But look, I don't run an SEO agency, guys, nor have I ever, nor do I plan to. Okay, but with that being said, I've hung out with many, many people that have sold their businesses all the way from $50 million to $500 million. And I want to give you a few tips on how to make sure and kind of angle your business to go in that direction, because everybody here has the capability to start an SEO agency, something you can sell. Okay? So all in all, guys, first off, if you're doing anything right now without future plans to sell it, it's not stupid. It's not like you suck or anything like that. It's just unwise. It's just unwise to think about that. What you got to understand, guys, is an agency that does about $2 million in profit, heck, even a lot of revenue, is flippable for $10 to $15 million. Okay? Whenever I'm building any business, whenever I'm going out there and building anything, I'm thinking, okay, I made this much per month, I made this much per year. What is that valuation going to get me at? And how can I go out there and sell this for 10 years worth of income, 15 years worth of income, stuff like that? I know a lot of people. How many of you give me a 1 if you ever sold a website? Yeah, people here, you're making $3,000 a month on your website, and you sell it for 10 months worth of income. Damn, you just made $30,000. For a lot of businesses, even tech companies, you can sell it for 10 years worth of income. Okay, keep that in mind. Just really interesting things to think about every single time you bring on a client. Now, a few tips I have for you on selling your business, and I'm not really going to talk about selling businesses or even starting an SEO agency. I just want anybody who thinks this way to have some information. If you're looking to go and sell your business, you need to have long-term revenue. You need to have revenue that's going to last for years as long as the business keeps its shit together. Okay? You need to have a turnkey staff, aka a staff of people to do everything for you. Okay? You have a staff, everyone is out there doing their stuff, and the income has to be on the rise. If a business sees that, man, people will go out there and acquire you for 10 years, 15 years income sometimes just from that alone. That's a big payday. That's a never work again in your whole entire life, make more money than buy a sports team money, okay? So with that being said, guys, whenever you're getting clients and stuff like this, form a business like this. Now, set the goal of getting to $1 million per month. That might seem crazy. All right, my goal is $1 million per month for my newest business. I have an SEO business, but the SEO niche is just too small to really scale to $1 million a month. I'm getting there. But with that being said, get it to $1 million per month, get it up there to that profit-wise, and your business will have a valuation of $100 million, $50 million. Flip that, and then you can do whatever the hell you want for the rest of your life. Okay, so does that all make sense, guys? It's a little bit future down the road kind of thing, but give me a 2 if that makes sense. Everything you build should have a long-term selling point. It should have a point, an exit. If it doesn't have an exit, guys, for example, if your business doesn't have long-term revenue, if it's up and down and all over the place, that's why having a lead selling site is a little bit better, in my opinion, than having an affiliate site, and not against any affiliate SEOs, no take offense, but you can turn it around and turn it into a lead selling business that you can end up flipping down the road very, 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 very easily. So just think like that. Whenever you're making money, think, could I sell this? Could I sell this? Okay? For example, like Frank Kern would have a hard time selling his Frank Kern business because once Frank Kern leaves the situation, the business explodes. Nothing against Frank Kern, he absolutely kills it. Just kind of a situation right there. So keep that in mind. Yeah. So anywho, guys, just wanted to lay that out there real quickly. I want to talk to you guys really quickly how most agencies work and why they are so easy to sell to. Okay. My first business, how I made my first like $12,000 a month was selling directly to agencies. Okay. A little bit of individual professional level SEOs. But most of the agencies, and I still tailor a lot of stuff I do to agencies. I'm actually making a software right now specifically for agencies because of the things I'm about to tell you right here. Now, what you need to understand is how most SEO agencies work. Not all. I don't think Jake's works this way because it would not be entirely smart to work this way. But most SEO agencies making anywhere from $50,000 in SEO to, I don't know, let's just say $300,000. I'm just pulling that number in my butt. This is how they're set up. So at the top of the business, and this is why it's so easy for a professional SEO to go out there and beat agencies and get their clients and everything else out there like it. Okay, this is why I was able to go out there and make a killing, and why, you know, how many people are intimidated by the big agencies in the area? Give me one if you're intimidated by that. Okay, so you shouldn't be, and here's why. Right, they're playing at a massive disadvantage, and I'll explain. All right, so usually at the top of the agency is not an SEO. It is a person who realizes that agencies are really freaking easy to sell. I mean, if you have an agency making $1 million a year, that's not. I mean, $1 million a month. You can flip that for ungodly amounts of money. Okay, because the reason for that is because SEO agencies, not even SEO agencies, just agencies in general, once they keep their shit together, it's a very long-term business, okay? JCPenney is not changing their advertising firm every 6 months. If the people keep doing their jobs, they keep paying them money. Extremely consistent money, and it has a staff that does everything for you. So the owner of the company can leave, and it doesn't matter, right? So the owner of the company really isn't that important. All he really does is fund it a lot of time and direct things with his brain. Okay, and prepare it to be sold. So he doesn't know SEO. He doesn't do SEO. That is why he hires a senior SEO. Okay, now a senior SEO makes around $80,000 to $120,000 a year. Cotton, are you there? Just real quick, if you can hear me.
Yes, I am.
Cotton, can I pay you $120,000 a year, but you have to drop all your clients and you can't compete with me to do SEO for me? Just $8,000 a month, around that. Would that work?
No, not at all.
No, right? The problem with this situation is the person leading all the SEO. Now, in some agencies, they'll have the senior SEO will actually be a partner in the company. Most of the time, it's just a dude making $120K a year. That's how it was when I was there. And they are not the world's greatest SEOs because you cannot get the world's greatest SEO for 120 bucks, 20,000 a year. You not go up to Jimmy Kelly and say, hey, dude, I will pay you $120,000 a year. I know you make that a couple times over in a month, but 120 a year, come do my SEO so I can sell my company and not give you anything. Not gonna work. So we have the guy at the top not being the best SEO in general. Most people, actually anybody in OMG that spends any amount of time in there is a better SEO than the head of the SEO agencies. They just have a lot more money than most of us do starting out. Now, how it works is they have like 150 clients, and so the senior SEO doesn't even touch websites. He delegates work out to the other SEOs. These are people making about $40,000 a year. Okay, you cannot get anyone here to do SEO for $40,000 a year. How many people here would not do SEO for $40,000 a year if you could go and make it on your own? Give me a big old no. You won't do that. Okay, so we have a room full of talented SEOs, and no one will stand up and do that. Okay, we have a room full of people here interested in making money, and they will not go do this. All right, so then what happens, guys, is these SEOs work directly with the clients, and they pass the work off to the Goonies. This is stuff like article writing, building backlinks, building PBNs, all that kind of stuff, and they do this for about 150 clients. Now, there's two huge weaknesses to this. This could work overall if the senior SEO is really smart. Let's just act like he is smart. There's two big factors really quickly that make this the smorgasbord of selling to. Okay? All right, the two biggest selling points. First off, the cost of a Goonie, the people that do all the work. You have to realize that to get a Goonie that costs about $30,000 a year, $25,000 a year, usually comes with health care and requires management and training. These are not people that do SEO. Or you can skip all that and outsource the SEO, okay, for $10K. Okay, that's the price right there. Usually, if you get a $1,000 a month SEO service, they'll do everything a SEO Goonie will do for a third of the price without the training and management. All right, give me one if you see that really quickly. It's easier to go out there and buy backlinks from the Hoff than it is to go out there and buy backlinks or have a Goonie go build the backlinks for you and train it up and spot check them. The Hoff's going to do it right the first time. I'm not advertising on Hoff. I'm just talking about any agency-focused link building service out there. They're going to do it right the first time, and they're going to do it cheaper because they can deal with all these clients. So first off, man, they don't want to have this many Goonies. They want to outsource the work badly because the Goonies are freaking expensive, okay? You also don't want to be dealing with all the people that are overseas or the people that are the typical outsourced stereotypes to do that, okay? So then with that also being said, guys, the agency business strategy is A, get clients. B, pass the client to the SEOs, all right? So usually the head of the company will be getting clients. That's usually what they're good at. They're good at selling, okay? Then the usual strategy is spend 30% of revenue to rank the client, keep 70% of that. Hey, Jake, are you there real quick? If you can hear me, or you might be getting a cup of water.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that's your exact strategy. I don't think it is, but to you, just as a person, a business owner, is taking a person on and then only spending 30% of it on ranking them and then keeping the other 70%. If you do that 1,000 times, is that a pretty good strategy? That sits well with you?
Yeah.
Give or take. Yeah.
I mean, we make a lot. Agencies are probably some of the most profitable businesses you can run.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge. So yeah, you go out there, and that's the strategy right there. So they're okay with spending that 30%, and then they get more clients. So you just repeat this strategy over and over again until you're up to $1 million a month in revenue. Then you flip the business. You flip the business. The owner walks away, gets a yacht, travels the world, and then everybody else that worked there gets to stay there and continue doing what they were doing. Okay, so we have a business right now that's jobs are too expensive and wants to blow 30% of the revenue. Wants to. I had a meeting one time where I came in with my boss, and we're talking about an account that was like $15,000 a month, and he was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Did we spend $5,000 a month?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Well, go buy links. We need to spend this. We need to go out there and get the rankings." I'm like, "He's already ranking." He's like, "Do it." I'm like, "Okay." It's not like the owner was like, just spend my money. The owners don't really care because they're usually already rich people. They've already made $1 million and so forth. They don't care about making money. All they care about is that big final payday. All right. So with that being said, most businesses usually have about 150K in SEO billings. That's kind of the ballpark. Okay. 30 to 50K of that is going to somewhere. All right, give me a 2 if you understand it. 30 to 50K is going to pay for SEO services. 100%. it might as well go to your SEO services, okay? This is hence why SEO agency services rule SEO. Guys, nobody here, how many people here don't use SEO Moz as software? Don't use it. Just give me a 2 if you don't use it. It's not anything about the software. Just give me a 2 if you don't use it. Not Open Site Explorer. We all use Open Site Explorer, but just the Moz Analytics. Guess what? Thousands of agencies use it. Moz does not want your money. They do not want it. They know this is where the money is. They don't want your money. You're only spending $1,000 a month. They want the people spending $10, $15, $30, $40,000 without thinking twice. The Hoth, that's I believe $1 million per month business. I don't use it. I don't know about the results. I don't know. Boom. PosiRank is blowing up right now. I don't know if you guys have heard about that. I don't use that service. It's founded by a very good friend of mine. It's blowing up right now, but they don't want your money, but they're making an absolute killing selling directly to agencies because of this situation right here. So guys, what you need to understand is this is where you want to go out there. If you want to make link services, don't try selling it to other SEOs. They're only going to pay you $100, $200 a month for your service. You want to go out there and get someone who's going to pay you $2,000 to $3,000 a month. So at my agency, literally all they did was get client, optimize a website, buy links. At one point, their entire strategy was optimize a site, put them on Build My Rank. Give me an exclamation mark if you see a problem with that back in the day. Yeah, I bet you can guess why I got pulled on, because their clients all exploded. They were like, their business strategy was spend 5% ranking them, keep the rest of it. All right, man, were they in for a surprise? With that being said, guys, their strategy out there is just get more clients. And it was a very smart business strategy, and I worked for a very successful agency. They're doing great now. They're absolutely killing it. And we did get our clients extremely good results. So if anybody I ever used to work with sees this, we did very well. We ranked for all sorts of crazy keywords. Like we ranked for credit repair for quite a while. With that being said, we had a guy charging $6K a month for PR0 links. PR isn't really looked at anymore, but that's like charging $6K a month for sites with a domain authority of like 3. And he would say, well, they're relevant, and our owner would just keep paying it, just $6K a month in this guy's pocket. And he had all of Dallas paying him. I think he was making like 30 grand a month just selling worthless links to agencies. Guys, what he would do, he wouldn't go on the war. Well, our agency would go on the war for him to buy backlinks and stuff, but he wouldn't go out on the war for him and advertise stuff. He would go to Chamber of Commerce meetings, talk about how he had a really good network for ranking sites, close 5K worth of deals every single time he went to a Chamber of Commerce meeting. Okay? Craziness. Yeah, it's like 6K for water. Okay. Kind of what we do sometimes with our SEO clients, like what I'm doing with my lead selling sites. Anyways, so with that being said, guys, how do we sell to them, guys? There's 1,000,001 ways to sell stuff here in OMG. I believe Cotton, you could probably come up with a few ways to sell them stuff. There's 1,000,001 ways. Selling stuff is selling stuff, guys. There's no different strategy for getting an SEO client than there is getting an agency. Go meet the agency owners, whatever. One thing I'd recommend is Khan's SEO splitting technique. Hey, SEO agencies, come here. For $50, I'll go and set up your entire PBN. Speaking of which, would you like to pay me 10 grand a month to go and give you all these same old stuff? Same old stuff. Cold calling. Just get the person doing SEO on the phone, all right? Most of the time, that's the person signing the checks. Advertise to SEO agencies on Facebook. How many people here have seen PosiRank's crazy SEO ads with like unicorns and like giants and stuff, just fighting and saying your agency's SEO going to the moon? Give me a 1 if you've seen those ads. Yeah, I've seen them a lot. Okay, I've seen them a lot. They're not advertising to us, they're advertising to agencies. Agencies go there and go, oh wow, I can outsource my whole entire SEO. Oh wow. Agencies are a lot like customers on the Warrior Forum, okay? They want a push button easy solution too. Okay? They're not wise. Like SEOs in here who are like, well maybe we should look at results and see how this is actually working and look at the SEO behind it. Agencies are like, push button? Holy shit, let's do it. Take all my money. All right, so keep that in mind. Now, with that also being said, guys, if you're selling, focus on results. If you can show an agency people or clients similar to them getting rankings, that's all that matters. All right, if you can sit down with them at a trade show, wherever, you sit down and say, look at the rankings we're getting. This is how much we're starting. Do you want to start at $1,000 a month, and we'll go from there. All right. Some of my biggest sales, Usually I get on the phone a few times a day. I'll make an extra $4,000 a day just closing PBN sales with people that own agencies. Very, very easy sale to make. Get on the phone. Do you want to build PBNs? Yes, we do. You know we need to build PBNs really good? Yes, we do. How many PBNs you want to buy? 30. Okay, that'll be X amount of dollars. Okay, thanks. Hang up the phone. 10-minute call, $3,000. Very simple. Very, very simple. So, with that being said, selling link rentals is the easiest way to go, and make it reoccurring, guys. Make it 100% reoccurring so you can sell it. You can sell the business down the road. With that being said, guys, you can also sell your lead sites to them. Just thoughts. Go out there. Try and get them to sign $1,000 to $5,000 per month services. Don't sell little $200 per month services, so on and so forth. And get a staff to do it for you. Get a staff to do it for you. Yeah, someone said 2 curse words all night. That's a record. I can grow up sometimes. So good stuff, guys. Give me a 2 if you took a lot of value away from that. Okay, cool. One last thing I want to show you guys. I believe Mike told you about this. How many people here would like to see how to basically drop your PBN selling costs to like 0? Give me a 1 if you just would like to just type in the word guitar and get thousands of really cheap PBNs. Okay, cool. I'm going to walk you through this really quickly, guys. I'm going to show you a tactic I use with a software I've created and kind of fill you in really quickly and then give you guys a deal on it if you're interested. All right, so let me go right here. Which one is it? I believe it is this one. Okay. Everybody here is experienced with PBNs. Give me a 2 if you understand that PBNs are expensive and you build a PBN. Okay, everybody knows this. It's a painful process. Give me a 3 if you're tired of digging around for PBNs all day and it's very hard to find a decent PBN for a good price. Okay, so everybody knows this. Okay, everybody knows this stuff, so I'm going to really go through this presentation really quickly. All right, I'm sure everybody here can relate to spending time in auctions every single day. I'm sure everybody here can relate paying a vendor out the butt for good domains. I mean, I go through Gregory Ortiz to get all my domains. Actually, the reason why, I don't even go through them. We're partners. So it's kind of like, there we go. We work together at Social Autopilot. With that being said, I either had to pay Gregory out the butt or bring him on board Social Autopilot with me. I'm like, screw this. I'd rather have this guy with me. And so there you go. You used to have to pay like $200 for a decent domain. It came very, very pain in the butt sometimes to provide backlinks. Or you have to dig through Minzy or Moonsy for 10 hours a day to find decent domains. How many people can relate to that? Give me 1. There you go. All right, cool. So really simply, one does not simply build a PBN cheaply. So I'm going to skim through all this really quickly, guys. You know how expensive they are. Here's a bunch of domains that have decent domain authority right here. This one has a 17 domain authority going for $429. That's too much. That's mucho too much, okay, as my non-spam family said. So until now, you kind of had to deal with that, or you had to go through vendors, or you had to do a bunch of complicated ways to scrape up domains and stuff like that. So everybody knows, really quickly, I'm sure everybody knows this, but give me 1 if you understand that expired domains that have expired still have all their powerful backlinks going to them, right? Give me 1 if you understand that. I believe someone showed how to actually find domains on Ahrefs a while back. I'm going to show you a way to blow that up to the moon. Okay, I'm going to show you a way to absolutely blow that up right now. Now, with that being said, let me see what the next few slides. They still carry massive metrics. Everybody knows this. Everybody in OMG knows this. Everybody knows in OMG knows this. Okay, so with that being said, I sat down with my lead developer a few months ago and I said, look, I want to bring that to everybody. All right, if you guys know, right now there's a bunch of vendors. They make a killing because they're able to find domains really, really cheaply using some pretty complicated tactics and then go out there and sell them for almost 100, 200, actually 1,000 times markup. Okay, and I said, look, I want to bring this to people and I want to make this easy for everybody because one of our goals at SourceWave, my business, is to make SEO really, really, really easy because I'm not smart and I don't like complicated things and I want to make it really, really easy to do. So with that being said, guys, how many people here would like to get a list of high PR domains, actually not high PR, high good metric domains simply by typing in the word Dallas Dentist that you can buy right now for $9? Or just by going and copying in a list of big old powerful sites. How many people like that? You just get a list of $9 domains you can go back. Okay? I'm actually going to give you a bunch of domains right now because I can get so many of them. All right? So I see a lot of people really excited. So that's what I'm going to show you to do. So really quickly, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to take you over. It's this thing we call Source Revive right here. Let me pull up this account right here. Now, basically how this works, guys, and I have a few crawls running right now, so I'm not going to kick up anything at the moment. I'm just going to show you exactly how it works. This is how it works. you go in right here. You type in a crawl name. I'm just going to put Frodo Baggins. Okay? I'm going to put in you put in a list of URLs. You do that. You type in number of pages of crawl. I'm going to put it. I usually put in 50. You put in 2 hours. You hit revive. That's all you do. Right here, you want to get niche-specific domains. You want a big list of domains. I'm going to show you all the results from crawls I did today. All right, how many people here think it'd be cool if I built an entire PBN within 45 minutes for less than 80 bucks? Entire 8-site PBN, good domains, clean links, everything like that. You go right here. You type in, I don't know, I'm just going to type in Trudy. Okay, that's going to be the crawl name. I'm going to put in guitars. I'm actually going to show you the results of when I put in guitars in. I'm going to put number of pages of crawl 50. I'm going to set it to 2 hours. And I'm going to set it back in time because I want to go dig up old sites that have been expired. Give me one if you understand why I want to get old sites that have been expired for a while. I want to go back in Google. Yeah, okay. There we go. I'm going to type in 2009. And I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to type in 05/24. 2011. So I'm going to go back in time. All right. Then what I'll do is hit crawl. Okay. It takes a few minutes for it to go from pending to crawling, so I'm not going to start anything up. If you want to see a crawl, let me just go find one that's running right now. There we go. I believe this one is running at the moment. This is what it looks like when it's crawling. Here's one that's just running up, bringing back sites right now. You can see it brings me back to domain authority and stuff like that. Very, very simple. That's what it looks like when it's crawling if you want to see that. With that being said, guys, let me just go through some crawls that I did today, okay? So go through, let me start with this one right here. Okay, here we go. All right, so let me organize it by trust flow because that's what I want to look at. All right, so what I did is I grabbed the backlinks to a bunch of big resort hotels, and then I threw it in source revive. What I have right there, how many people would be okay if all these have clean links right here, would want to buy these? Give me a 2 if you want to buy a domain that has a domain authority of 20 and trust flow of 12. Give me a, would everybody be okay buying these ones right here? You can see the domain authority 20, trust flow 11. Great. You actually can go buy them right now. They're available. Let me jump over here. You can see a bunch of these ones that I just showed you. Cosetta Beach right there, Rent Surfing. They're all available. You can go buy them right now. All right, they have all those links still pointing to them. We can even jump into Majestic. You can see right here the backlinks are clean. We're just getting links from other hotel websites right there. You can see that site. Let me jump over really quickly. I believe it's like down. There we go. You can see that site right there. You can go buy them right now. That's all there is to it. Okay. How many people think that's pretty cool? All right, let me walk you through some more results really quickly, and I'll take you through. I'll actually show you myself building a PBN in one day. All right, so here's when I typed in guitars. All right, here's a crawl really quickly. I typed in guitars into it. This was one of the first crawls we ever did, so it's going to show back kind of sketchy stats right there. All these domains right here I gave away to people that joined it right off the bat, but every single one of these sites right here, domain authority 15, trust flow 18, real guitar sites. I'm going to organize it by trust flow really quickly. Boom, just right there. Domain authority 15, trust flow 18, domain authority 12. Every single one of these right here, I can go register on Namecheap for 10 bucks. Okay. Let's just look at some other ones I put in. These are just ones I put in today. Let me go find. I just typed in World of Warcraft into it because I wanted some video game PBN sites. Let me find it. We're actually really quickly, guys. The UI isn't the prettiest right now. I know that. This is the new UI. We're actually having the new UI put up in the next few days. So if you don't like dirty UIs, this is what we're going to have up in the next few days with a bunch of other cool features. But let me just go back over through it. Where are we right here? Let me find World of Warcraft. Oh, actually, let me show you this one. This one's really cool. Let's see. I want to find, where is it? Let's see. Here's another good one right here. Put in this one, brought back all these domains right here. These ones are taken right now because I give away all my domains to that, but that's literally all there is to it. Give me a 1 if you understand what the software does. You type in a keyword, it goes and finds you domains. You put in a list of URLs, it brings you back domains you can register right now. Okay. Okay, that's all there is to it. Let me go and try and find my World of Warcraft one just so I can show you. These are just ones I kicked up today. Here's another. Oh, here it is. I found it. I found you, my World of Warcraft search. Yes, we can now raise a website about magical nymphs. All right, you can see this one right here. I did this literally today. I ran this crawl for about 45 minutes. There's a lot of times when you can throw crawls in there. I'm going to show you myself find domains in less than 10 minutes. But you can see right here, I'm going to organize it by trust flow. Heroes of Three Kingdoms Wiki. 100% used to be a Wikipedia site. Domain authority 19, trust flow 11. Not the world's greatest site, but for $9, that's pretty dang good. We can go over here right now. Here's the website's backlinks. This used to be a Wikipedia site. You can actually see old pages on the site. If you want to, you can go and actually make the site exactly what it used to be. Give me a 2 if you got it and you like it. Okay, cool. All right, so let me just jump over here real quick, back to this. The gist of it, guys, you can go in here, you throw in a keyword, you throw in a bunch of URLs. We have training inside of it really quickly. I'll show you that real quick as well. The tactic isn't very hard, but we have complete training that shows you exactly how to use the tool to go out there. Whatever tactics you want to use, we have crazy ninja tactics that you can use. We have simple tactics like throwing keywords on. Literally, if you're a beginner or a vet, if you're a veteran, you'll know how to use this really well. If you've used Scrapebox or anything in the past, you'll think of tactics. If you're a beginner, we show you exactly what to copy and paste in there. Literally, you just go to Register Compass. You get good backlinks from there, from powerful domains that are up for auction. You throw them in there, you're done. All right, that's it. That brings back good domains almost every single time for me. Just really quickly, guys, the beta results right here. Here's me just giving away a bunch of domains to the people. I think you guys get the gist. I asked for some reviews. Picked up a Canadian domain, 72 domain authority, trust flow 20. You can see this person right here. I picked up 30 PBNs in the last 3 days. Does that sound cool? Being able to build an entire PBN network for cheap in 3 days' time? I think that does. This person says I bought way too many. This person's picked up 15. You can see right here. I compare this to a slot machine in Vegas. It always pays off. Take a little while spinning. You can see my friend Ian Pribble right here, one of the harshest, most hard, stern reviewers on the internet. He actually has a site called No BS Reviews. He actually very badly reviewed a past product of mine. I said, hey, check out this one. He said, oh, this is pretty good. He's actually left something good right there, blah, blah, blah. All right, so really quickly, what I'm going to show you guys really quickly, because I want to get on with the rest of the webinar. I want to let everybody else teach really quickly. I sat down today and I said, you know what would be really cool with my developer? I said, if I can build a whole entire PBN network of sites that are TrustFlow 10, Domain Authority 10, with clean leaks in about 45 minutes time. Give me one if you think that'd be pretty cool. Okay, so here's the first one right here. All right, launch this one up. You can actually go register. I gave these away to my group already. You can't go get them. All the domains I showed you so far, you can go register right now if you want. But I ran here, I typed it in within 3 minutes and 5 seconds. I found Stop Poisoning Our Troops. It has a trust flow of 21, domain authority 13. It is open. It has clean links. You can actually see it's all from just news media. It used to be like a actual like alert to get our troops better food website. Okay, next one right here. I ran this one for 12 minutes and 33 seconds. Got privacy4vets.com. Trust flow of 20, which is the more important metric to me. Has a very high domain authority. I believe it had a 13. I was still waiting for this info to come back in a tool, but I got a little trigger happy and pulled it right there. You can see right here, here's a Netherlands domain right here. Domain authority 10, trust flow 15, boom, available. This one right here, Blue Pepper domain authority 17, trust flow 8, but the reason why I picked it up is it used to be an actual local business in Texas, I believe, when I was looking at. So it had 100% real backlinks, which are actually still pretty cool. Right here, still the same day. Here's another domain I got, homelandemergency.com, 20 trust flow, Tony Limbo, 14 trust flow. All these have domain authority above 10 as well. Most of them are above like 13. 16 trust flow, Sentinel Law Group. It used to be a law website. Alliance for Health Reform. Used to be health reform website. All open. You can see right here. Here's a screenshot. They're taken now, but you can see I was able to go and register these if I wanted them. I gave them away to my group. Here's another one right here. 2 minutes and 58 seconds. I'm already getting back domains and stuff like that. So with that being said, how many people would be interested in this? Give me a 2 if you'd like this. I'm not going to hard pitch you or anything like that. Just give me a 2 if you want this. Okay, guys. So if you're interested in this right now, I'm going to give you what I like to call it. I gave this deal to everybody that was in our charter group. I'm also going to give it to OMG members. Okay. So what we're going to be doing right now, the tool is you can see the prices right here. But if you come in, you get in at the charter package right now, we're actually going to give you we're increasing the minutes to about 6,000 minutes per month. By the way, if you have 6,000 minutes per month, guys, look how many domains you're able to get right here. in 12 minutes, in 2 minutes. Okay, 45 minutes was all it took to get me all these domains right here. You don't need 6,000 minutes unless you want to add hundreds and hundreds. Actually, you can add hundreds and hundreds. So you can see right here, this package right here goes for $497 normally. We're going to make it $297 for all OMG members. If you're interested, go to sourcewave.com, SOMG, oh my God, and that is all there is to it as well. I also have some bonuses for you as well. I'm not going to do the hard pitch. I'm not going to do the value stuff. Give me one if you know the value of this software. If you know the value, I don't have to tell you how much it will save in your PBNs. Okay, most PBNs go for 60 to 100 bucks. You can see right here, here's a site with a domain authority of 16, aka the average sites we just found, going for 480 bucks. We're smart at OMG. We know how to get them cheaper. I'm not trying to play stupid with you. I know we can go out there and figure to get them for 100 or 50 bucks sometimes, but I was able to find that in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That's why I think that's really cool. With that also being said, guys, you can go sell these yourself. I'm also offering a few things. I'm offering a free month at Source University. Heck, because this is OMG, I'll offer anybody who joins 2 free months at Source University. You can come in, check it all out, get all the training we have. If you want to leave after 2 months, that's fine. You guys have really high-level training in OMG. It is not a competitor. It is a starting ground for SEOs. We're really good info right there. I'm going to give you 2 free months at Source Hunter as well. This is our tracking program right here. Really, really good. We had a few bugs like 6 months ago, but it's really, really freaking good right now. Helps you find domains, helps you do all kind of stuff like that. So you have free tracking and everything like that. Very, very advanced tool. And I'm also going to give you 5 webinars from AB Level Black that shows how I sell domains, how I sell SEO services, how I go out there and sell everything. AB Level Black is a $297 per month membership. It's absolutely closed off right now. I'm not taking any new members, and you can get these webinars right here showing how to sell domains right here. So if you're interested in that, guys, sourcewave.com/SOMG. Hopefully the link's working. Let me go copy and paste that in the chat box. And Mike, is it cool if I answer questions for like 5 minutes? If people have questions, I just want to answer any questions. There you go. Just click the link in the chat box, guys. Should work. Is that cool, Mike, or do we need to get on with the webinar? I have no problem either way.
Good. I think everyone's having a good time. Answer away.
Yeah. Cool. Cool stuff. Does anybody have any questions real quick? Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. No, I like the Z right there. Let's see. Yes, that is a monthly cost. We have a hard cost of running that. You can the register of European domains. I don't see too many crazy questions like that. And I'd like to get back to all their stuff. I just wanted to show you guys this tactic, show you something I think would be really beneficial if you're an OMG to use it. European names, you just go in and Google European registry, and that's how you get it. If you don't like it, you can cancel it anytime as well. It's not 6 months or anything like that. So really quickly, guys, you can cancel it anytime. This membership right here we're closing it down. I'm keeping it open for 2 days. I believe we're closing it down Friday, or you can see when you get to the page, just sourcewave.com/SOMG. When you get to the page, I believe we're going to be closing it down in 2 days because I'm not keeping that price open. The hard cost is not. We make a profit. Don't get me wrong, but it's not how much profit we actually want to make from all of our members. So there you go. And someone said, what's the difference between the free packages? Basically, this package right here is going to allow you to run much more projects at the same time. It's going to allow you much more minutes. We're increasing all the minutes for these packages right here. Basically, the EMT package right here, if you want to get about 10 PBNs a month, you want to get maybe 10 to 15 to 20, that's good for you. If you want to go and get maybe 30 to 50, 100, 200, 300, this package right here is good for you, and this package right here usually goes for $497. We're increasing all the minutes right here. We're going to get close to doubling them or increasing them by about 75%. At 6,000 minutes, that's more minutes than you need. We've had like we have not had very many members run out of minutes in their month, okay, and they walked away with hundreds of PBNs. So that's what it is, guys. I don't want to spend too much of your time talking about this. Really quickly, did everybody enjoy the stuff I talked about? Give me a 3 if you enjoyed it. Awesome stuff, guys. I just really like to come in here, give value back to you guys. Hopefully give people some ideas they did not have before. You know, I'm not the Jimmy Kelly of SEO. Okay, I'm not the Con Grammar of client SEO. I just like them to go out there, and I like to give people easy ways to go out there and increase their income as fast as possible. So thank you so much, guys. Hopefully, if you get the chance, you'll Google SourceWave. Come check out our website. We got a new design. It doesn't look like poop anymore. And with that being said, Mike, what's up, dude?
Man, can't can't get a word in edgewise. No, that was great.
Yeah.
I think everybody had a great time. Let me ask you one thing. I think you got people pretty fired up about certainly about the power of PBNs and everything like that. To go back to the days, like you were actually in the Air Force, and can you like put us back like where you were? You know, there you are on stage, and you know everyone's all your millions of admiring fans screaming at you, throwing panties at you, the Justin Bieber of SEO. But
I prefer to be the Justin Timberlake, but I'll take Justin Bieber. Right? I will take Justin Bieber, and I will take that with pride.
Yeah, no. I mean, ever since you did that Taylor Swift Blank Spaces video, it's gone to your head. But anyways,
yes, I know. I've also been in the TV show Arrow, and someone told me that last night. I think you're the one who's always telling me I look like Arrow. Is that someone else?
No, it could easily be me. I have a split personality. So, all right. So, anyways, listen. Like take us back. So you're getting out of the Air Force. You obviously been thrown out because I'm sure you took orders really, really well. And
almost. I almost did.
I'm not surprised. All right. So, anyways, you make it out by the skin of your teeth. And how do you wind up working for this SEO agency? And just walk us through, like, you know, you go from like this disciplined military organization, obviously the Air Force, pretty well run. I mean, you know, they get the job done. You know, they have to like fly airplanes. I mean, you know, I don't know, like, what would happen to the Air Force if they were run by?
Well, I was a firefighter in the Air Force, but the funny thing is I spent more time cleaning toilets and washing fire trucks than I did fighting fires. I think I fought about 2 fires in the entire time I was there, where there's a lot of cool aircraft things where aircrafts were on fire and stuff. But other than that, spent most of my time washing floors and being treated like absolute poo-poo.
Right. Well, all right. So there's the thing, because I know Scott Schaff was also in the Air Force, and he, you know, had to make sure that airplanes actually flew. And, you know, if they were run badly, then, you know, bad things would happen. But so you go to work for this, you get out of the Air Force, and you go to work for this SEO agency. Take us inside, like walking around, like what was a day in the life when you're at the Air Force? You know, you're out of the Air Force, you're now working for this SEO agency. We saw the structure and everything, but what was it like there? What was going on? Like, what were the inner workings? Because one of the things that agencies are very good at doing is presenting themselves like they're badasses. But what was the real inner workings? What was the ongoing science of that SEO agency you're working with?
Well, let me just tell you first off, they might present well, but let me tell you how I got a job there. Okay, they will show you and I was the best SEO there. I respect all the other SEOs there. I'm not going to say they were bad SEOs by any means. They were great people. I've worked with really good people. Even my boss was a really great person. But how I got my job there, and I was the person that literally said, well, I was the first person there to discover PBNs. I was like, wait, look, boss, we need to get sites and theme them like other sites and then link to our sites. He's like, no way. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I know. And we actually got really good rankings. And I was like, oh, my God. This was like 4 years ago, and like people weren't really doing PBNs. But with that being said, how I got a job there is I was out of the Air Force, and I was doing a bit of SEO. I was already doing pretty well launching products and doing SEO sites, affiliate sites, and a little bit of client stuff. But I sent them a job resume. I've never been to college. I like made the job resume in Photoshop and literally just sent it in, like wrote it up when I was like drinking one night. I was about 22 at the time, I believe. And I sent that in, and I got a call from a recruiter. I'm like, they would like to hire you right now. I'm like, what? What? So, Mike, first off, you need to have a college degree to get hired at any corporate company. We all know this, and so yeah. So, with that being said, at the agency, dude, I mean, literally, what we would do is we didn't know how to rank. We had clients paying $15,000 per month. We didn't know how to rank. When Build My Rank went down, I got in after Build My Rank went down. We had no idea how to rank, and I mean, I really didn't either, because I was using another one like Blog Blueprint or something like that. And so we were out there. We would go out there on War Forum, buy every single package, just test it on a bunch of random sites. Like, good to be a client there, and so on and so forth. And it was just, you know, if anybody here, agencies present themselves really, really, really well. They are great at getting clients, okay? But when it comes down to actually ranking, beating their rankings and stuff like that, they're outsourcing all their rankings. They're not going out there and doing testing. Their job is to get paid. So they're going to go out there and they're going to go to an outsourcing company like PosiRank, which gets great results. I've Nothing against PosiRank. My friend Alex Miller runs them. They're a great company. With that being said, they still want to outsource all their SEO. Okay, they outsource all their SEO to SEOs who have not paid $7,000, paid $5,000 to come in and hang out with the best SEOs in the whole entire world. Their SEOs are not trained by Jimmy Kelly. They are not sales trained by Conor Grammer. They're not trained by Greg Morrison. They're not trained by Fletch. They are not trained by the League of Sue. The list goes on and on. Okay, the list goes on and on. You can yell at your favorite OMGer. They are 10 times more talented at going out there and getting rankings because agencies can't go out there and afford the best SEOs. So what the agencies have to go out there and do is try a bunch of different services. They have to go and throw money at the wall. Okay, and it's a really crying shame because they could go out there and really, a lot of clients sometimes got the shaft because, you know, if that 30% we threw it didn't work, it was the client's fault, and so on and so forth. And I don't want to talk too bad about my old agency. I mean, they gave me a job. I actually turned around when I was working there. I said, wow, our agency is throwing away so much money to services don't work. I mean, if they're going to throw away money to services that don't work, I might as well create a service that does work and sell it to agencies. And so that's how I'm at my start. And my first big start where I started making a lot of money, and I grew that business now to a business that makes millions a year. And so that's really where I got to start. So, Mike, does that kind of sum it up? Anybody here?
Yeah, I think that really helps. And the thing is, you've got the perspective as somebody, you've done affiliate marketing, you've sold your own products. I mean, we've got people here who, you know, either have their own business, accountants, chiropractors, or whatever. We have people on who sell their own products, like on Amazon. And there's just such a feeling of intimidation out there, and crazy, because it's like, you know, remember that movie Swingers where Vince Vaughn's talking about, he's like, oh, you know, you're this big wolf with these big claws, and you don't, you know, you're bad with a bunny rabbit. Like, the people here on this event, there's so much power at their disposal. They have no idea. And it's really why I wanted to have you on. I remember at OMG Live Nashville, I mean, really, I was just starting Nashville SEO at the time, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, you know, why am I charging, you know, just, you know, $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month, you know, for this kind of stuff? Why not charge more? I mean, Jake talked about, you know, the first time he got a $10,000 per month check and how it really changed his life. And I just think that, you know, at this point, one of the skills that you have, one of the advantages you have, is you've seen the internet market space. Do you basically, should OMGers be intimidated or not? What's the final word?
No, the thing you have as a professional SEO is you can really get in there and know the clients so much better. I mean, I believe I was talking to Con the other day, and if you don't mind me sharing, Con said he's getting close to his, you know, first $400K month, and the agency I work for, I'm not going to share their revenue, but it was not even half that, and the SEOs working there were not even half as good as Cotton. And the thing I want everybody to know here is that, look, like, when you see Cotton and Jimmy and stuff, they're doing incredible stuff, but the main thing is they're just getting out there and doing it. They're not intimidated. They're able to go out there. When you see Greg going out there doing all this crazy stuff, he's not doing anything super differently than you are. He's just going out there and doing it in the big leagues and going out there and doing it. A person who's making, especially when it comes to like PPC campaigns, okay? I can't fathom the crazy stuff that's going on in you know, Cotton and Jimmy and Greg's heads. But in PPC campaigns, the difference between a person making $100 a day in a PPC campaign and a person making $100,000 per day is not too different. And I know people in both of those ranges. It's not too different. So don't be intimidated by an agency, because what it really is just a person with connections going out there and then selling his staff. That's really all an agency is. A person who's good at selling, really, that is able to put together a staff and is able to sell that staff. That's all it is. And their staff is not made of superior SEOs because they can't afford superior SEOs. It's not that they're lazy or anything like that. There's no way you can get Jimmy Kelly to come on and partner with you. There's no way you can get Greg. There's no way you can get Connor. There's no way you can get Fletch. There's no way you can get Gregory Ortiz. There's no way you can get me. There's nobody you can get anybody in here to come partner with you for $40K a month. There's no way you can go get them to come, or not $40K a month, $40K a year. Okay, there just isn't anything like that. And so to make a profitable business, you have to go out there and you have to hire SEOs who are not the best in the world. You have to go out there and outsource the services. Does this make a lot of money? Yes. Do clients get results most of the time? but you can go out there and beat those results. Any SEO and OMG can go out there and beat an agency head-to-head because they have the right backlinks, they have the right tricks, and you can go out there and be so much more specific to a client than an agency. Agencies sell to everybody. If you specialize just in, for example, all my clients are mostly surgeons. Okay, I have one other client who's not a surgeon, but I went out there, and the way I would get clients is I specialize in surgical SEO. I would have all surgical PBNs. I present myself as a surgical PBN or surgical SEO expert. If you were a surgeon, would you go up the agency that sells to everybody and gives you the cookie cutter SEO, or would you go with the guy that's the surgical SEO specialist? Who would you go with? Would you go with the? Give me number 2 if you go with the obvious answer. You go with the specialist. You go with the specialist. If the specialist is the same price, you'd go with them. If the specialist is 2 times the price, you go with them. And then guess what I did, guys? I ranked these surgeons for the easiest search terms in the world. Mommy makeover search terms. It's been a while since I've had to say that word at length. Mommy makeover search terms, aka the easiest searches in the whole entire planet. One PBN link does it. That is it. And I'm getting $4,000 paychecks. Easy stuff, right? I'm not going out there and ranking for car insurance. I'm not going out there. Actually, ranking for online guitar lessons was a lot harder than going out there and ranking it. I went out there, guys, and I built my client business, which is still making me over $300,000 per year, and I built it ranking for. You know the funny thing about this, Mike? I was showing up this search. This is Yahoo. I didn't even know I was ranking in Yahoo.
Context.
Yes.
I didn't want to say
yes. But I went out there ranking for searches. Yeah. Look at Google. All right, but yeah, I went out there and I made a ton of money with my clients ranking for searches just like this. Just like that. I remember last winter when I was on here with Fletch, way back, and I think it was showing off like a water damage repair, and that site absolutely blew up the client's business. So 1, you can beat agencies. 2, you don't have to go out there and get, I don't know, Walmart as your client. You need to go out there and just get people that make a lot of money per sale, and there you go. That's all there is to it, okay?
Yeah, I just noticed that we got joined by Greg Morrison. Greg, are you there? Let's find out if we can get Greg to come live.
Should I pass this presenter back over to you, Mike? Last time, if anybody's interested in what we talked about before, sourcewave.com, ZOMG.
Yeah, you can
take you right there. You can hop in. That's all there is to it, guys. Thank you. I'll throw this back to you, Mike.
Okay.
Or you just took it from me. No. All right.
Hey, Greg, are you there?
I'm here. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, man. What's we're gonna drill down and talk about this agency stuff, and really, just if you're at home thinking about this stuff, it's the same thing. If you're doing affiliate marketing, it's the same thing. If you're doing Amazon, the competition level is the same. It's actually lower in Amazon, significantly lower. Greg, you've had to do some cleanup work for agencies. Obviously some agencies will be better than others, but what does it look like? What's their work look like compared to what you're teaching?
It can be pretty bad. I mean, it depends, what they've used. There's a lot of cases where it can be so messy they just got to start with a new domain. They've done years of work and they just got to start with a new domain. So, and you see all different levels of messiness, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's and sometimes the funny thing is I saw you showed me some specific examples, somebody that we were doing cleanup on, where they were sometimes like one backlink away, like one PBN link away with the right.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's it's a problem with they just have a problem with the wrong anchor text. Like they have good links, but it's all stuff where there's no identifying anchor text to help Google identify what to rank them for. Because again, we've talked about this. If you have a whole bunch of sites out there that have keywords and title, and then they have all like brand in their anchor text, well, how are they going to know which site to rank ahead? Anchor text, we talk about this a lot, is one of the biggest identifying factors because links are somewhat hard to get, especially when you can put specific anchor text in there to identify. So that's why Google puts so much weight on that. So yeah, a lot of companies, you just notice they just don't have keywords in the anchor text. You go and add that in, they shoot right up. So again, it really differs from company to company on how they do their SEO.
Yeah, I think people loved it during the Martin Main Master Series when you brought that out. Cotton, you've come in and probably almost more than anybody in the world come in and had to back cleanup for agency after agency. And again, this transfers over because I'm seeing it all the time now in Amazon. What a mess it can be. What people are doing with their own listings, or people are doing client consulting. So it absolutely transfers over. The focus here is, OMGers really just don't have competition because we're zigging when other people are zagging. What you heard from Becker is that there's not a commitment to ongoing science amongst these agencies. There's not a commitment amongst Amazon sellers to an ongoing science. There's not a commitment amongst affiliate marketers. The only place where I've seen, where I know of, that there's commitment to ongoing science is with OMG. Cotton,
Sure.
what's the landscape look like? You're coming in batting cleanup for agency after agency. What are you?
Well, before I answer that question, I want to take a moment for everyone to thank Becker for what he's done, so we don't forget. Guys, if you can go over to the Facebook group right now, and we have still well over 700 people on right now. We need 500 people, if you're on right now, to give Becker thanks. And I'm not even going to answer, but we can end the webinar. We can go for another hour. We have Fletch, Greg, myself, Mike. We're on. We have Jake on here. We can keep this going for another hour and teach you guys a little bit more and answer some questions. I need to see that message that Becker got across was important to you, and it was powerful because it was. I wanted to see that we thank him for coming on here. Guys, we need a minimum of 500. That means 200 of you could sit out. So if you don't have access to the Facebook group, let's roll over there and give him thanks, and we'll just wait till it rolls in, and Mike will answer your question.
Thanks so much, Con. I just want to say bye real quick. I have to go off. My
Sure.
girlfriend's dragging me away for
Sure.
a very late dinner. But everyone, thank you so much. Con, thank you so much. Greg.
Sure.
Who else is here? Jake.
Yeah.
I'll see you next time in Vegas. Josh Fletcher, the old arm wrestling champion, and of course Mike Long. Thank you so much, guys, and everybody here. I can say with 100% confidence you're in the right place, whether you're making $100,000 a month, $0 per month. I truly believe every single person here, all close to 800 people here right now, can go out there and make whatever you want to make. You just have to go do it, and you have the right coaches and the right community to do it. No community has gotten better results than OMG. So, guys, thank you so much. Blessed to be here. Thank you so much for the privilege of speaking with you guys. And
Was
A
it
little tip.
was it
all right, guys, take it easy. I'm going to leave without ending the webinar this time.
Leave webinar, not end webinar.
Yeah, and Becker, before you go, it was OMG Machine, or sorry, it was source-wave.com/ZOMG.
Yeah, it's in the chat. It's in the chat box if anyone wants to click it.
Yeah,
But,
well,
all right, cool. Thanks, guys. Everyone have a wonderful evening.
see you later.
Great, thanks, Becker. I appreciate it. Yeah, but Mike, to answer your question, what Becker said, there's a lot of truth to it. When you want to take a keyword, something like Chicago SEO that I'm ranked #1 for, there is literally, I took the time one day to waste to look how many employees were from #2 all the way down to #10. And I think I added up and kind of come up with a rough estimate of about 350 employees. And then there's just me. And I got this training from Greg, who's on right now, and Fletch's, who is on right now, and an OMG that was slimmed down but lean and mean a year ago. And everything that I got was from last year's OMG training that is still valid today. And I am crushing everyone wherever I go, in any city, anywhere I go. And if I'm not #1, you might sit and think, well, look, Cotton can't take #1. That's because I don't want it. And that's literally just it. That's how powerful OMG is. And that's how powerful the training is. So, we are at an advantage over anyone else right now, to where if you apply your knowledge, that everything that we give you right now, it's impossible for you not to go out and make a killing at it. But the two teachers that I learned the most from right now are online right now, Fletch and Greg. So that's my answer, Mike. It's just a place to where if you don't dig in and do what I did and just watch every video, just bathe in it, then you're not going to be successful. If you want to take shortcuts, if you want to think you're going to go out and make a quick dollar, and I know it's Alex's friend, but if you want to hire PosiRank, I'll whip PosiRank's ass all day long. So go ahead and do that. And then when you run across an OMGer, then you're going to wonder what happened. You got run over by a truck. So stick with what Fletch and Greg are teaching, and what Joe's teaching, and all the other OMG instructors, what Mike is teaching with everyone, you're going to be able to dominate anywhere you go into, in any niche you want to go into, and anywhere else. And one of the things, so we don't forget, Mike, that I wanted to mention is that speak of it's almost like, Fletch being born again with this webinar that he's going to be doing.
And this is so exciting. This is literally exciting. Are you going to blow the lid off this?
Yeah, I'm going to blow the lid off of it. And guys, I'm going to bring on Fletch right now. He's going to talk a little bit about his new, Fletch is on fire right now. I was able to spend 8 days with Fletch in Phoenix, and I've spent, there's only 2 OMGers that I've spent the most time with, is Mike and now Fletch. And God, man, I just learned so much. He's such an amazing guy, such a pure heart, such a knowledge for and such a passion to help people. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. And Fletch is just got a burning desire right now to just make sure that he makes so many people successful inside of OMG that thank God that we've moved him to prime time. And Fletch, are you on, buddy?
Hey, Cotton. How's it going, man?
Hey, buddy. I'm going to let you tell about what you're doing, what's coming up, and why people should be there on Sunday.
And also, Fletch,
yeah. Oh, go for it, Mike. Yep.
Fletch, can you also tell us how you got into that spacesuit, and if it was hot with all that fire going on? Because you are on fire right now.
Yeah, I'll talk about that later because I got to come up with a good story to frame myself into that. But yeah, guys, I really, I'll play off a little bit of what Cotton said on, hey, if you want to go with posse rank, you can go with that, but when you meet me, you'll lose. And that really comes down to where we are with OMG. And this is not something you come into and you just get to download the information and just because you bought in, you win. But if you step up to the challenge and become a professional, there's no doubt about the power you have and really the ability to influence and rank your clients, rank yourself. And that's really what I've been able to see in the last couple of years is just the information's the same. Everybody who buys in has the same information. And I've actually been able to have a really interesting, kind of vantage point with new members who come in and take a certain attitude and certain perspective on things and just blow it up compared to somebody who comes in and expects, just to, they spent some money to learn some stuff and now they're supposed to go get a great job. And the difference between the people who, are still, kind of trying to find themselves and figure out where they can position themselves and how they can relate to their customers, and the people like Cotton who go out there and they lead, is the difference between an amateur and a professional. And what I've kind of re-envisioned and recreated is my office hours and my kind of connection with and understanding of what it takes to take somebody who is new to this and get them from a position where they don't know everything and they don't feel confident enough to sell it to a place where they are a professional. And so that's kind of where we're going to roll with the next kind of session of coaching and office hours with Fletch, which, as many people may have seen in the Facebook group, no spectators allowed. This is all about players and coaches. So if you get in that thing, you have to know you're on the field. You can't hide. You can't. You can't shirk away from the responsibility of taking the information, making it yours, and acting upon it. And that's really where I wanted to be, because that is the thing within all of OMG that I've seen. As people here can attest to, I got to see who's been successful and who hasn't. And that is the #1 factor, being able to say, you know what, this is mine. I'm going to take this, I'm going to roll with it, I'm going to do it, And that's what this next session of coaching and office hours that I'm running is going to be all about. So I get started this Sunday. I'm going to go ahead and try to keep it at a regular time, but depending on who can attend and who might have conflicts, we can adjust it. So I think we're running at like 11 a.m. Eastern on Sundays. And then even beyond that, I'm going to go ahead and record a series on what I've experienced personally since joining OMG about a little over 2 years ago, and really how I was able to go from zero knowledge, zero income to Becker we just had on, and I opened for Becker that first OMG Live, and then this last year he and I were the only people on stage that first night. Those are things that were not related to my ability to rank sites, and at the same time they are completely in that realm. So I want to be able to share with OMGers especially what it takes to really create difference between you and everybody else in your market. And it comes down to story, and that's something that's not, it's not like, it's tangible. It's the ability to connect with somebody. It's, many of the people here probably know my story as much as anybody in OMG, and that's, in a lot of times, that's the reason that people bought in. That's the reason people, continue to strive to doing things. And when you can figure out the formula and the ability to put yourself forward into your website projects, your conversions will skyrocket. Your ability to create content and sell your products and sell your, consulting, they just go through the roof. So, I'm going to share that. I'm going to frame it up into something that's not, tutti frutti. You actually will be able to get in there, figure out who you are, what you contribute, how you can connect with your customers and clients, and then put that into a website. So, that's all. It's something that's very, very personal to me, but I'm not going to keep it private anymore. And I'm going to share that with everybody in OMG, not only because this is the community that kind of, it woke me up. When I saw Mike on that first webinar, it was like, God, that's all I want. I want to be able to market my company better. I want to be able to get more customers in my construction business. And, you've got to have traffic, but you have to have the ability to connect. And I kind of backed into this whole thing with the ability to connect, but no customers. I had no traffic, and then traffic just blew things up because I could always, I already was able to connect with people in the way that I did. So I want to be able to share that with people, and I think the folks that I have worked with personally in OMG to develop this story and this narrative have all done really, really well. So I'm going to go ahead and formalize it a little bit more and open that up to, create some dialogue where people are able to talk about what it really takes to convert on their websites, so that we not only are able to have, the #1 rankings in the world for our keywords, but so that we're able to collect all of the customers that we should collect that visit our site. So beyond that, I'm going to go ahead and get a little nerdy and go into the semantic web and really figure out some very simple and actionable steps that everybody here in OMG are going to be able to implement that supplement everything we do naturally. So, we do our PBN links, we get our social profiles going on, and, we syndicate our content out. But there's a few simple things we can do with schema markup and some structured data that will put us on a whole nother playing field than anybody else that does SEO. This is really the ability to not only rank now, but future-proof not only your rankings, but your clients' rankings, which lets you walk into any meeting and sit back and be as cool and calm and collected as you want, because what you can offer, what you can deliver to your clients is something nobody in the world can. And that's really what you have, the ability to deliver with, OMG Machines training. So I'm super excited. I kind of took I won't say a back seat, but I've kind of put things on the back burner for the last few months, and kind of figured things out and tried to see where opportunities were. I'm kind of all about going toward those like blue oceans where there's not a lot of competition, but there's a ton of opportunity. And these are the things that really give us a massive opportunity to connect with customers and provide them value that nobody else can. And that combined with what Cotton does, what Joe does, what Mike and David have put together, and just the hardcore testing that Greg is able to teach us, as far as what it takes to rank. You guys are in an elite group. You're all special forces, and my job really is to show you the power you have and to make sure that not only do you understand it, but that you embody it and you step up and you represent. Because last thing I want is for somebody to have all this power and to not really understand how to communicate it and how to deliver on it. So I'm really excited about what starts this Sunday, and I'm really looking forward to hearing all the incredible kind of transformation reports that will come out of it. So if Cotton, Mike, anybody else is on, I'd love to hear any kind of feedback about kind of where things are going this summer with these new moves that I'm making, and tying that into what we already have, and then what's coming with Amazon and things.
Yeah, it's exciting, Fletch. I know that from the chance I've got the chance to talk to you, and how you've shaped how I look at business, and how I feel that you're greatly responsible for my success. That getting you out there more in a vocal front, and then having you have these webinars to help people literally is going to be a dramatic impact from OG. Guys, if you're excited about Fletch moving to the forefront with all of his office hours, getting promoted, do all that, I want you to give me a hashtag ready Fletch, ready Fletch. And guys, I just went and checked at the other one. If you don't, you need to do the comments on this picture. Where that picture is, it's pinned at the top of the Facebook thread in OMG. If you're not in the OMG Facebook group, then I understand. But I know that we have at least 300 or 400 people on here. We only got about 100 comments thinking Becker. So guys, please, I want you to go to this picture right here where it's at, and I want you to type in, hashtag ready Fletch. I want you to show them that you're ready, because I'm telling you guys, more Fletch is an explosion for OMG. It's just an explosion for OMG. Don't you agree, Mike?
I absolutely do. I got to tell you, I think it's a big deal. The real powerful cocktail that Fletch is mixing up for us. That focus obviously on having the rubber meet the road for beginners, but also he's right. I mean, one of the things that Becker pointed out is that these agencies, on the inside, the ongoing science isn't there, so they're rotting from the inside. But boy, from the outside, they look pretty, and that's why they're making all that money. And so, Fletch, you having that focus in on telling that story, on conveying that message, is real powerful. And then don't even get me started on the semantic web. And speaking of the semantic web, I caught a stowaway in the audience.
You did.
I actually caught a couple stowaways. I'm kind of
about it. I like seeing him. Jimmy, are you there, buddy?
Jimmy.
Come on, Jimmy. There you are. What's up, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm here.
How's
How
it
you
going?
guys doing?
Have you recovered from CERT yet?
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm getting back on my feet now finally, which is good.
I know that took a lot of energy out of you, man. You had some amazing training there. And, guys, if you ever get a chance to spend that much time with Jimmy in training, guys, I encourage you to do so. So, thanks a lot, Jimmy. I know Fletch and I learned an absolute lot. some of the things that you were taught in there, I've like already been applying, and you know, because we signed that super ironclad NDA, it's just to ourselves, my friend. But thank you.
Well, I can't put everything out there.
Right. You
Well,
even took a
not
little
like
bit of
that
blood.
was everything, but
Right. You even took a little bit of blood from us, if I don't remember, man. We had to like stick our thumb and put it down on a piece of paper, so it was all good. So definitely. But you know, Fletch, what do you think about Fletch coming to the forefront, Jimmy? Now that you've got a chance to spend a lot more time with him.
no, I think it's awesome. You know, Fletch is a good guy. You know, it's been fun watching him grow in the community and just seeing what a difference in people's lives that he's made. And I think it's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited.
Definitely. Jimmy, would you be down to answering a couple questions if people wanted to ask you a couple questions for about a couple minutes?
Yeah, I can answer some questions.
Guys, we have Jimmy on. We also have Greg on right now. We have Greg and Jimmy, probably the 2-1-2 punches of SEO on earth. And if you got any questions for the next couple minutes, we don't want to tire him out. I know that Greg's got a very strict bedtime. He's already past his bedtime, aren't you, Greg?
While Greg's figuring that out, hey Jimmy, let me throw the same question to you that I threw. Let me throw the same question to you, Jimmy, that I threw over to Greg and to Cotton, because I know you've had to come in and do some, you know, take care of some botched jobs with some SEO agencies, and you know you've had to fix a bunch of client SEO situations where they're a real mess. Coming in and cleaning up, you've had to do a lot of recoveries, website recoveries. What's the landscape like outside of OMG? You know, should people be quake? You know, people that are inside of OMG, should they be quaking their boots? Should they be nervous? Should they feel timid? Or you know, should they feel aggressive? Like, what's your take on things, Jimmy?
I don't think anybody should be nervous. I mean, you know, with everything that they learn, they should be able to go out there and just crush it with the client stuff. And they should be more confident than anything else. There really shouldn't be any nervousness going on.
Well,
if they are nervous, then we need to give them a pep talk.
well, what about somebody who's in Amazon right now? And maybe they're thinking like, well, you know, maybe there's not like a lot of opportunity on you know, even on Google or inside of Amazon for rankings and stuff like that. What's your thought about that?
Well, that's like saying that, you know, there's too much competition in Google. You know, you can't make any money because there's all these other SEOs out there. You're never going to run out of niches, just as you'll always have unique products and stuff that you can sell. And even if you do have competition, doesn't mean you can't outdo them. So,
man, I appreciate.
You know, they shouldn't worry.
Yeah, I really think that they shouldn't. I mean, you've done, you know, you've performed a lot of SEO miracles out there. You know, page one domination, right and left, rank for some of the craziest keywords, and even literally under a lot of pressure. And you've managed to do it again and again. Obviously, you've seen Greg do it. You've seen Fletch do it. You've seen, you've seen, of course, Cotton do it. And you know, I just think that it's really worthwhile for me, for people to know, because I think that's the number one thing. You know, Jimmy, there was a time when you were a complete newbie when it came to SEO. You know, a buddy sort of told you about it, and you know, you bought a couple courses and were kind of like flopping around. But ultimately, here you are today, and you know, you're instructing people. I sent people out a little spy photo. I had to block out the screen so nobody got any of your secrets. But what was it like for you being at CERT and kind of helping people out this year?
It's awesome. I mean, what I want to do is be able to be completely untied. But you know, I think it's still great to be able to get up there and help people within a frame. You know, because Network Empire is kind of a system that you build, but there's always ranking opportunities within every system. And I think probably the biggest thing about learning SEO is just trying to think outside of the box. But first, before people can do that, they really got to get the principles down. But once you have those principles down, it's a lot easier to start coming up with more creative and unique ways to rank stuff that people don't usually see.
Cotton, you asked for questions, and if there was.
Got to see a few of those.
What's that?
No. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask. I know you put the call out. You asked for questions, and we still have almost 700 people live today, which is amazing to me. Either can you pick one or two of the questions in there, or just make up something yourself? What you want to know from Jimmy and Greg?
Sure, we can take a couple questions here. It's I mean, we're not going to do anything that's too complicated. Let me find one here. It says, here's people wanted to know, Jimmy, and like Greg, how important is it to have a niched PBN site, or is it okay to even link to something that is not niched?
I covered a video on this, why I think Google has a lot of problem figuring out relevancy. I've talked about this in quite a few of my coaching webinars. If you haven't been there, answer this. So if I tell you, I have an e-cigarette site, okay, and I'm trying to get a link. If I get a link from a government site, is that a relevant link? Give me a 1 if yes and 2 if no. All right, so we got mostly 1s, some 2s. All right, so let's say I have an e-cigarette site, and I'm getting a link from a cat site. Is that cat site relevant or not? 3 if it's relevant, and 4 if it's not. All right, so mostly all 4, some 3s. I think people have heard this or saying 3. So in the first example, what if on that government site they're talking about the banning of e-cigarettes or some type of health aspect of e-cigarettes, and they mention e-cigarettes? That's relevant, right? It's not exactly politics, but that can tie in. For the cat example, what if someone has a popular cat blog and they talk about how an e-cigarette is if they're wondering if it like affects their cat, can I smoke an e-cigarette, and they link out to an e-cigarette site? I mean, is that relevant? So I mean, if it's hard enough for us to answer that question, just think about an algorithm answering that question. I mean, that's why you see sites with like for example, at the bottom of their site it'll say like Nashville web design. Who's Google to say that's not really relevant, right? I mean, they did the web design. Maybe it's a dog website, but they did the web design. I mean, that's kind of a relevant link. I mean, they're branding their company. They're putting a link to their company. So, I mean, of course, if it's relevant, you're going to get more link juice. But at the same time, you can throw up a link on a totally irrelevant site, and Google can't really say that's not relevant. And that's why it comes down to link juice as well. Like if it's a trusted site that's getting trusted links, it's going to pass on trust. All right, so maybe they can figure out in the future. Maybe they'll have some type of system that figures that out. But I think they're a long way from that. And Jimmy can talk about that if he likes as well.
What do you think, Jimmy?
What was the relevance of a link? More or less, I didn't catch the whole question there.
They just wanted to know that how important is it? Are you going to be in trouble for not having a niched PBN linked out to a niched money site?
No, I think to an extent, I think you want to stay within a percentage, right? I don't think you want to do a bunch that's not niche relevant, but I mean, you can certainly create all the relevancy that you want on a PBN. Part of some of the authority that builds just coming from content from a site, and I see that you get a little bit better bump when you do the when you have more related content on there, especially when you're doing the silo with that. But
and then even more if you have related anchor text, of course.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think you can take the shortcuts. I mean, really, if you're going to take the time and money to invest in something, hopefully you know, when they pick a niche that they want to stay in and stuff, it just makes sense to start building a ton of money sites and using a lot, you know, really build out those PBNs so you got some real powerhouses there. So
I guess what the question really asking is, Jimmy, just kind of like Derek said, if they find a really powerful cat PBN that they really want to buy, should they worry about that linked out to a doctor site if you're doing, you know, a cat doctor article? I mean, can you still make it relevant?
yeah, oh yeah. I mean, your relevancy is just pulled by your on-page optimization, and that's all it's really looking at. So, you know, certainly your anchors and everything inbound to the money site's going to play a role too. But you know, as long as it's got good metrics and it's a healthy PBN, then yeah, why not?
Sure, great. Here's a specific question for you, Jimmy, that someone's asking. It says, when you get a follow link with a naked URL to a money site, how exactly does the juice translate since it's not an EMD or a PMD?
Well, this is the same kind of thing as far as, I mean, your juice is going to be the same kind of juice as anything else. It's going to pull from the metrics of the page, but the relevancy comes in through the anchor. So anytime somebody puts up a new, let's say you put up a new brand, and there's lots of brands that pop up all the time that Google doesn't know about or is not familiar with, but maybe it gets popular. You know, maybe it's some, you know, crazy club in the city or something like that that just blows up and people are sharing it and talking about it after they get done partying. And you know, how does Google treat that? Well, you know, the more searches and things that you get, even though that's a brand keyword that maybe no one's ever heard of, you know, over time, that's going to turn into a specific keyword for either that brand or whatever it is. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Great answer.
Greg has any thoughts on that? But
yeah, I mean, when it's a, you know, a brand, you know, like Jimmy said, it's the same link juice kind of passing, but it's just identified differently. Like if that was a keyword, it would help you move up for that keyword more. But at the same time, you know, getting a link through that, it's going to juice up your site. Like you're still getting that juice, still going to build up your domain authority. But it's not just like if you compare it to like a keyword anchor text, it's not going to nearly move you nearly as much for a specific keyword if you specify that in anchor text.
Great. This is a specific question for Jimmy. It said, Jimmy, if I buy you a few shots and we talk for a couple hours, how much information am I likely to get?
oh well, you know, it depends on that person.
You gotta give them wine, not shots.
That wasn't a question, Jimmy. I just made that one up. No, guys, you know what? Give me a hashtag shots if you think that Jimmy might be a little bit more loose after he's had a couple drinks talking about SEO, because I was lucky enough to like get to stay up with Jimmy. Man, like how like late was it that one morning? Almost like 3 or 4 in the morning that like we were all up and you were just like, man, you were going off about SEO and it was like great.
Oh yeah, that's when you guys need to pull me on webinars.
Let's get a hashtag drunk SEO.
Yeah. Oh, Jimmy at 3 o'clock in the morning with a couple drinks and the secrets that come out are invaluable. You just got to sit and you got to wait and keep buying the drinks. Right, Jimmy?
You know, Jimmy, when I was in China, and I was actually...
That's right. I still don't get everything, though.
So Jimmy, when I was in China, you know, we were at the Solix Hotel. I was actually getting a few Skype messages in from Liz during the webinar today. She's coming back in a couple days. And we were at the Solix Hotel, and it was pretty random. There were 3 different guys there, three different guys, and they had all spent a lot of money with agencies for site recovery, for detox, for all kinds of things. They were Amazon guys, and they had e-commerce sites that had all gotten penalized by Penguin and Panda, and they weren't able to, you know, they basically wasted, you know, good money after bad. They you spent a lot of money for these site recoveries, and they just didn't work. What's going on in the background when people are paying these agencies, and you know, I'm kind of railing on agencies right now. I'm not trying to beat them up, but again, OMGers can just get so nervous about even something as simple as site recovery, something that you've helped people with again and again, something that you're going to be putting into to director's cut as we kind of around the corner and head into the summer. What's going on where people are just having so much trouble, you know, literally getting good advice? Like, why is that?
You know, I've sat in on some calls occasionally, you know, because I try new services out all the time, and some of them will walk you through a consultation on what you should do with your Panda and Penguin. And really what it comes down to is they don't understand the patents. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Once you know the basics and you understand what the patents are looking at, when you're looking at a site, I mean, it takes practice, but the more that you do it, I mean, you can recover a site 100% of the time. Like, it's not, well, that's not completely true. There's a few, because you can't, you know, the disavow file can only accept 5 megabytes. So, you know, if you have more links than that in a file, then you're kind of screwed. But as long as it's under that, I mean, you can recover it. So it's it just takes time and practice, and I think a lot of people are just missing the two. They're missing actually understanding the patent and actually understanding the basics of SEO and what Google's really looking at.
You know, Greg, I'm going to kick that question to you in a slightly different way, a little bit less about recoveries, but you know, still about the ongoing science. You know, when we first founded OMG back in 2012, that was actually the year that Alex Becker joined us. David Mills really set things up so you would be able to focus on the ongoing science of it, and you really, literally, like, constantly see people struggling. You see these agencies struggling. You see other SEOs struggling. You hear the gurus talk. You've based your approach on hardcore data on your own websites, and obviously OMGers bring you websites if they're struggling or they're having some good results. What is it that like, why is that data approach like really served you so well?
I mean, just because I get to see it firsthand, you know, and I mean, at first it just led me down the right path of understanding what really moves sites, which is, you know, quality links with anchor text and the right optimization with URLs and anchor text, of course. And then from there is just, you know, building the sites up and then getting the data. And then once you know what to track, it's just tracking what you know works. And just kind of, the more things went on, the more I understand what Google looks at and what I need to look at. So, I mean, it's pretty easy with the situation you guys put me into.
Yeah,
You and David, I'm saying.
But I know we really appreciate you, and really, like, what's it like for you when you see somebody like Cotton, you know, just over a year later, like a year and I guess 2 or 3 months later after he joined. I mean, you're able to look at his websites. I mean, they're a work of art. I mean, he does it just right. I mean, I remember when we were on the March, April, May Mastery webinars, and you were, you know, really trying to drill down and explain PBNs and anchor text and URLs. I mean, it sounded like it was a lot of fun for you to even just talk about his websites.
Yeah, and it's cool because, you know, people like Cotton, you know, they take into it so much that they kind of expand on. Like Cotton, he's taught me things and he expands on what I taught him, and then it just kind of goes full circle and he gets back into the community. A lot of people don't understand that. Like, I learn from students all the time that I teach. They come back and teach me things all the time. You know, they kind of go with what I give them originally, then they expand on it, come up with new ideas and new ways of doing it, better ways of doing it sometimes, and then just it gets kind of put back into the community. So.
And what's it like for you to hear Greg talk about your sites and talk about your handiwork that way?
It's you know, it's very humbling. You know, I've always looked at Greg as a mentor. Actually, I'm like still. It seems surreal that you know, I can pick up the phone and call Greg directly. You know, it's just from where I was at last year, and you know, my mind hasn't caught up with my success, and I still look at Jimmy and Greg and Fletch and you, or all these guys that I'm still trying to chase. And you know, it's just very humbling to hear Greg say that. And then, you know, the privilege of being able to talk him up and call and talk to him about what I'm doing, to even hear him say that I've taught him with something, it just kind of touches me. And knowing that makes me feel really, really, really good. And I just hope that I'm able to convey and give back to the OMG community just as Greg and Fletch and Jimmy and everyone else has. So that's how it makes me
feel. I think we might have one more plot twist in store here. I was
well, Mike. Before we go,
yeah.
I think I want to help you set up. There's one more question that I wanted to ask to the group in general, and the question was, what is the easiest way to rank an Amazon listing?
We have to kick this one over to Jimmy.
Yeah. Somebody did ask that question. They wanted to know what's the easiest way to rank an Amazon listing. And I think we've got Jimmy on, and we have another stowaway. I think on that could help answer that question. What do you say, Mike?
I think that's a good question.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you got an answer for us, Jimmy?
Well, I can give some information that'll help them rank. I mean, yeah, there are some easier ways to rank, but I can't necessarily teach that on this call. But I can teach something that would be highly beneficial to them.
I think they could go for that.
If you want me to. I mean, we don't have to either.
Guys, if you want to hear Jimmy's secret, give me #PleaseJimmy. And he can see the screen right now, and we're watching the screen live right now. Guys, there's like still well over 600 people on. #PleaseJimmy. Jimmy needs to know that you really want to know his secrets. And you know what? Jimmy's got a lot of secrets. You see all those coming in, Jimmy?
It's very true.
Yeah, Jimmy's got a lot of secrets. And you see all the #PleaseJimmy's coming in? Look at that.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. We're like, we've really only taught like 2 things.
Yeah. Look at that.
It's really like a drop in the bucket. But
guys, this could be our #mind blown of the night. We're gonna see.
Yeah, I'll show you one thing. So this is very crucial for when you want to rank. Let's say, well, it's really both. I've seen this both for Amazon rankings and also for Google. I guess I should. Do you want me to take the screen for a little bit?
Sure. Let me
open something up first. Talk amongst yourselves while I load up a couple of things.
So guys, listen. We always do a #mind blown on a simulation webinar. I think we just twisted Jimmy's arm to get it. So guys, keep them flowing in. Keep them flowing in. If you haven't typed in #PleaseJimmy, keep doing it. Keep doing it. We want to see this thing going until he's ready.
You know what?
What do you think, Mike? Are you excited about this piece of information?
I think it's time to bust out some stickers. Like, there hasn't been hardly any stickers tonight. What's the deal?
I haven't introduced the simulation to stickers.
I know. We got to get the crossover. We got to get the crossover here. Everybody, buy Jimmy a drink.
Yeah, guys, give him a drink. Fill up an alcoholic sticker. Mike has did a great job of starting this on the Amazon webinar.
It's not. It wasn't me. It's Liz. Liz loves her #stickers.
What do you think about that, Jimmy? You got people buying you drinks now in the Facebook thread.
That's awesome.
Hey, is that dog getting drunk?
Yeah.
No, look, Nick Rowan. He got Rat Dog drunk.
I think he did. Jimmy, let me know whenever you're ready for.
I was gonna save some of this for when we come out with some of the software, but I can share this piece of the puzzle because this will help people now.
Right. We still got that one big bomb that we were gonna do. Remember. So this is in addition. So are you ready for the presenter?
Almost.
Okay. Guys, keep the drinks coming in, guys. Keep the drinks coming in.
You gotta keep the liquor flowing, guys. That's the way. Yeah. That's the way it is.
Guys,
right. To drop.
I'm going to give you the biggest secret, and I'm going to say it right in front of Jimmy. If you want secrets, at anywhere Jimmy's at, OMG Live, anywhere, just keep the drinks coming. Keep the drinks coming. And don't move. Don't move. Because in the wee witching hour, 2 or 3 in the morning, that's when Jimmy starts feeling junkies.
Well, it's not completely true, but it depends on if I trust you or not.
Well, guys, more but you become more generous, obviously.
I really do want to help people. I've just been burned a lot from it. So.
Absolutely. Oh, I've heard some of the horror stories. So guys, keep them flowing and keep these drinks coming amongst yourselves so we can get this Amazon secret that Jimmy's going there. And you know what? While we're waiting, we're going to go ahead and we're going to introduce our other stowaway. We have Jack Harvell on. Jack, how you doing, buddy?
Jimmy Kelly's gonna share some Amazon secrets.
I pray to God that wasn't Mike.
No, that was Jack. Jack.
Oh, thank God, Mike, because that was too high of a tone for you, and it started to freak me out a little bit.
Believe me, I had to reach for that, man. I used to sing soprano when I was a little kid, and then I grew up, and it just all went away. But I'm super excited right now. I mean, I'm about to get a lesson from Jimmy Kelly.
There you go.
The way it is. Hey, Jack. While we're getting Jimmy primed, should people be intimidated by the competition out there on Amazon?
Oh dear God, no.
Why not?
Dear God, no.
But why not? Why ever not?
Wow. I mean, I've taken quite a few people within OMG, like through the steps of just, in most cases, it takes like 5 minutes to find openings in the market, which that could be for literally any product. You can find openings in the market, whether it's from an Amazon standpoint or a Google standpoint. From a ranking standpoint within Amazon, I mean, if you do keyword research the way that OMG typically teaches, and that's just digging into that particular niche, you're going further than 99.99999% of any other Amazon seller there. So that's why not. Like if you're going in there armed with OMG style, not just research, but OMG style optimization. Now it's a little different on Amazon than it is in Google, where you're not going in there and relying on PBNs to rank within Amazon. You're relying on certain things like conversions and testing certain things out from a price point standpoint, from an image standpoint, but it's all still a science, like what we were talking about on the last webinar. So if you have those things available to you, you're doing far more than any other Amazon seller is, and you are eventually going to beat out the competition. And in some cases, it depends on what your budget is, but in every case, you can find those openings in the market to rank for specific keywords that are very relevant to your product.
And your skills give people an idea, because you're not only having success with your own listings, and substantial success with your own listings in the low six figures, over $100,000 a month with your own listing, but at this point, you're actually able to join forces with other sellers, either bringing products from off of Amazon onto Amazon, or taking somebody who might have been struggling on Amazon. At this point, what's the total portfolio that you're managing per month?
Well, we're well over $1 million per month. Like we were approaching $1 million per month. I think the last time that we did that webinar. What was it this past week? But the one before that, I forget. It was Fletch and Cotton and you and Liz. We were all on the webinar before you went to China. We were approaching the $1 million a month mark, but now we're well past it. We're probably about 1.2 million per month.
So there's basically no opportunity out there, is what you're trying to tell us.
Okay, none. And I've only been doing this since July of last year. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
No opportunity. No opportunity whatsoever. Jimmy, everybody stay away from Amazon.
All right, Jimmy.
Got it all set up now, Jimmy?
Yeah, I think I got everything set up here.
Great. I went ahead and gave you presenter.
And by the way, can everybody congratulate Jack? That's just awesome. That's obviously a gigantic mark. Maybe hashtag Gentleman Jack. Yeah, that'd be a good one. And it's usher Jimmy in with the hashtag mind blown on the way.
Yeah, guys, we want to try to break our record for 2,200 posts, and we're only at 1,200 right
So this makes a big difference when I don't know if you guys can see my screen or not, but
now. Yes, we
I
can.
guess I can zoom in. So let's say you're trying to go after something in Google with your Amazon listing. So for one, it helps if you can get it on your front page, obviously, for whatever category you're trying to rank it in. But the most specific thing that I've seen that makes, it can make or break your rankings, basically, and not let them pick something else over you, is you got to get your category down correctly. So for instance, when you come into this is very similar to how we do blanketing for, like the directories and the social listings, and like you're ranking your Yelp page and all that other crap. So when you come into this, when you come down to here, so let's say that I want to rank for this specific keyword. So you have mixed chocolate truffles, right? So that's the product I'm going after, put up some crap for it, whatever. You come into here and you want to go in and try to see what's the best match for this as far as like what you're trying to rank for. Like, is there an Amazon listing that's already ranking for this? So you want to make sure that you're matching up your category specifically with this in particular. I don't know if you guys can see this string here.
Yes, we can.
So you want to make sure that this is where you're putting your category, because even when I was doing testing before, what you'd have is we'd try to pick a better category for it or something that we thought had more traffic or whatever, and it just wouldn't respond in the SERPs. Like Google would just keep ignoring it. As soon as we swapped it to the ones this exact category match that's in Google, it just kicked it over. So it immediately popped in at page 2. So it's not like the links, when we first initially built it, it was under the wrong category. It wasn't showing up at all. As soon as we changed it over, it just popped right into Google. So this also helps that I've noticed when you do this, when you're doing your keyword search also within Amazon. I mean, we did the same thing where we're trying to match up. We specifically were going after Google. We're not really concerned with other stuff. But as soon as we picked that right category, like most of the stuff that we were trying to put in, and these were nowhere to be found, like they just were not coming up. So you can see it's like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they just start moving up the page, and now that gives you a lot of extra targets that you can do to try and rank, especially if it's going after the same product and what you're trying to rank. For this one specifically was for that because it's more matched with our keyword. But you usually have similar products and things that will pop in there as well. So that's probably the biggest item that people should be aware of when they're trying to actually rank stuff in Google. Like if you don't have that down, it's just not going to. Sometimes it'll turn over if it's not really competitive, like if it's a simple keyword. But if you're going into a competitive thing, you got to match up with who you're going up against. So.
You know what, Jimmy? I notice that in your URL. Could you backspace that and then go back to the Google listing? I notice that you also had that category in your URL, which no one else did. See where it said right there where you were at? Yeah, right there. Where it says Amazon.com chocolate truffles. And then I see when it says hot cocoa. So that's basically what you're going to see when you have it lined up right. Am I understanding that right?
Yeah, so like whatever matches your product specifically, that's what you want to try and match it up with, is whatever product is relevant to yours. I mean, obviously they have some in their title. I mean, you could go look at their optimization. They have chocolate truffle and other optimization stuff in there. And obviously your verified reviews and everything's going to play a role, but that's the best way to overtake that basically. So.
Guys,
so yeah, you just want to match it up with that, and that makes a huge difference. I mean, like I said, we were building links on stuff, and some of them were popping up, and some of them weren't. And as soon as we switched that the correct category listing, it just kicked. So it can make or break your link building campaign in Google.
Jack, what do you think?
Guys, give me a 1. Guys, give me a 1 if that was helpful.
Yeah.
Give me a 1 if that was helpful. You know what? I just think that Jimmy just kind of locked onto something right now, that now's the time for hashtag mind blown. So he just gave a valuable piece of information. Jimmy ranks a lot of stuff on Amazon. It just gave you guys something pretty powerful about how to do it on categories. So guys, if you're Jimmy was not even scheduled to come on. He's here by his own free time.
It was off the cuff.
Yeah, just straight off the cuff, and just gave you something that he was saving for another assimilation webinar. He just dropped it here tonight. You've already got Becker, you've already got Greg and him answering questions, and now he did an impromptu drop some information about Amazon on you right now, about how important it is to do that. If you're appreciative of what he's done, please thank him right now. Keep these things rolling so like he can see it. And Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you. You're going to ask Jack something.
Yeah, Jack. You know, you're able to have incredible success, over $100,000 a month with your own Amazon listings, and then so many hundreds of thousands more with client and partner listings that you're over $1 million per month. What do you think about what Jimmy just said?
Oh, it's absolutely useful. That definitely, from a standpoint. I mean, I've had some issues in the past with getting some of the products that I have in Amazon ranking in Google, because primarily what I go after is Amazon traffic, because I like it, because it's buyer traffic. But I know there's more opportunity within Google, or additional opportunity within Google, and it just gave me a completely new idea of having multiple product listings within similar but or like different categories with each particular product to rank them specifically in Google. So that's pretty awesome. I like it.
Because Jack, ultimately, what allows you to do what you do is you have a menu, just like a restaurant has a menu. You have a menu of skills that you bring to the table. Can you give folks like a brief laundry list of if you were to kind of just quickly bullet off a menu of the things that you wind up doing for your own stuff and for other people's stuff, and then you just added something to the menu?
Oh yeah, so I mean, it could be, I could be doing client SEO for someone, and then add in, like, depending on if they have a physical product, obviously. I mean, I'm not going to pitch Amazon to a service-related industry, but there are several additional ways that I can branch out with those companies, because in a lot of cases, the clients that I was dealing with, they were using proprietary type products, and they were getting that from the supplier. So I worked out a deal with them to go to their supplier and launch their products on Amazon. So I can either add it to a deal that I already have with them, if they're the one who has the proprietary product, or I can branch out to their supplier and make a deal with them, to where either I source the product from them and then launch it myself, or I've launched the product with them. So it depends on the profit margin whether I'll actually launch it with them. But yeah, I mean, as far as the unique things that you can do within OMG, obviously you can rank YouTube videos, you can rank their actual website, you can create the proper structure on your website, you can go out and get them in Google business listings, and this is just an added thing to it, where you could either work with them as a client if they have physical products, or work with suppliers that they have that are providing physical products for them to actually move their business forward. Like, if I don't know, if it was a carpet cleaning company, obviously they have to get their supplies from somewhere. Where do you get them from? That's another question that I could ask them, and if they wanted to go into business with me from, that end, to where we launch products that they get at a discounted rate because they're buying it all the time, we can launch that product on Amazon. It does add to it significantly.
So what's, compare that to what the average Amazon seller, because you've got a pretty good idea. Even somebody who's bought, another coaching program that's out there that's not OMG, I mean, they really only are bringing a fraction of what you're bringing to the table.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and when you show clients a whole another search engine that you can optimize for, especially one that's very buyer oriented, then I mean their eyes light up like it's Christmas. So it's pretty awesome to bring that to the table in addition to what we can already do for them. So I was a little distracted there.
No worries. I know sick. So let's get a hashtag mind blown for Jimmy, and and I'd love to see, like, we've still got 600 people on. I'd love to see like 300 of these, and give Jimmy a sticker. Buy him another drink. Goodness sakes, give him a beer, something. He deserves.
Definitely. Very, very, very generous of Jimmy to come on impromptu and do that for us. So
Absolutely outrageous.
it's just great stuff.
Let's. I want to find out if Jake Tanner's still hanging on with us. He really kicked things off with us with such a bang. Jake, are you still there?
Yeah, I've been quietly doing client work in the background.
Good for you. So what's your opinion? You joined us just over a year ago, and at that time, you'd already started your agency, but you weren't operating on quite the same scale that you are today. Do you think OMGers should just kind of feel intimidated, kind of stay in their box and just feel like afraid and kind of in the corner, like just shaking in their boots because of all the competition that's out there? What's your thought?
No, I mean, it's just that whole thing's kind of funny to me because I guess I've never really felt like that. I've always been the, like, I'm just gonna go out there and crush them kind of person, or I'm going to learn, how I can beat these people kind of thing. So it's like it's a little harder for me to speak on that, for people that are kind of more reserved and think about those things. But so many of the local businesses that we talk to just have no idea how to do any of the stuff we're doing. Like it's amazing how little they know, and they offer like SEO services. So if you search pretty much any like web design company in your local city area, they will usually say they offer SEO services. You can call them up and talk to them, agency to agency, and they'll be like, yeah, we kind of just like send that off to someone else. We don't really do it. And that's kind of like a huge eye opener right there.
Sure. Jake, let me ask you a question that everyone worries about, and I always get asked this a lot. What is the myth behind that you're not going to make any money being in a smaller area? That you have to be in a New York City, a Miami, a Chicago, a Los Angeles to make, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. What do you think about that?
So I'll tell you right now, in this past August, I actually shifted my company pretty much and started from zero again. I didn't really tell anyone that either. I was getting clients from all over the country when I first started, and there were a lot of little clients here and there, and I was using things like freelance sites and stuff like that. I made a mind shift, got a local sales guy on my team, and we said, look, we're only going to work on cities near us in our little area. And my city only has 210,000 people, 95,000 people kind of thing. And that's not like a huge city by any means. We're out of the top 100 largest cities in the country. And we're only working in that, 50-mile radius of our city, and we're doing over $100,000 a month. That's how big our city's out of the top 100, and we're doing that much money. Imagine if we were in like the top 50 big cities or anything like that. You really don't need a large area at all.
So what would advice you give to people, and we get this a lot, that's asked in OMG, and and now that we have someone like you to help answer the questions on, people say, well, I can't make any money in my smaller area because these business owners just don't have the money for it. What would you say to these OMGers that like claim this?
I think a lot of people are mistaken on who's in their own backyard. A lot of times they might just not be talking to the right types of business owners, or a lot of times they're either not talking to the right types of business owners, or you sadly aren't showing enough value to that business owner. that most of those business owners are spending money somewhere, if you think about it, in some type of marketing, if they're making any kind of money. If they run a real business, they're spending money, dollars somewhere. Whether it's TV, radio, billboards. If someone goes to a billboard, they're spending your $5,000 a month right there in a tiny city even. So that's what I think people don't realize.
Sure. So the message that you're trying to tell all OMGers is no matter where you're at, there's money flying around everywhere. Whether you're in a big metropolitan area, smaller area, mid-sized place, you have to look for the money and you have to be intelligent about it. But if you're looking for it, you're going to find it, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Like I said again, like a lot of people don't realize that some of the traditional media is super expensive. Even Yellow Page ads. We were talking to an old school attorney and they're out there like, yeah, we're still spending, on one big Yellow Page ad, $2,000 a month. And you're like, are you kidding me? Like, why are you doing that? We looked at their analytics. They're getting like 2 calls a month from it.
Wow.
And it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, here, let me rank you for personal injury lawyer for, $4,000 a month, and I'll give you 30 calls and you'll be rich. Like in a tiny city that has no competition.
Right.
I
think one of the things I think that one of the things that when people talk to people that's making a lot of money from my client SEO, what they don't realize is, as you just said, one of the methods that you're pulling leads is from a standard Yellow Pages. You're just going out. You can pick up an old Yellow, and yes, they still make them, or phone books. Pick up one and look at the people that are spending money because these ads are still a lot of money, aren't they?
Oh God, yeah, I can't believe the kind of things they're getting away with, and we've been running into a lot of issues lately with other web design and consulting companies and people like Yellow Pages and Super Media and stuff like that because we've been coming in offering such a better product than them, and we've been in meetings, head to head with these guys, and it's just like once we pull up client results and value, they can't compete anymore. Once we've shown what we've done, it's like, oh well, they're pretty much left in the dust now, like what you've been talking about with OMGers.
Sure. Have you ever ran into any business meeting to where you felt that you were at a disadvantage before?
Oh no, every single person that we've brought into that's been interested with us, any single client that's been interested in with us, people that we've done, I don't know if people know what RFPs are, but when we started getting a little bit bigger, we start getting requests for proposals, and you start competing with the big boy agencies and things like that. Ones that, when I say big boy agencies, they're like, hey, this agency's doing $10 million a year. We're competing with directly people like that now, and we'll come in and we've not ever been in the top 2. We've always been in the top 2, agencies that people have come to when we send out proposals now. And that's just like, we started as a 2-person team, me and my sales guy, and we're competing for, $30,000 a month projects now and things like that for SEO and buying some AdWords and things. And it's like, it's you don't need to be a giant $10 million agency to compete on those things. And a lot of times they're not providing the kind of results we're going to be providing.
Sure. We have a lot of new OMGers on here, and because of your success, and obviously that would put you almost in the top 10 successful people that are in OMG right now. What advice would you give to these new people? Because we've got over 200 or 300 people that have just signed up right now, and they like here this direction, that direction. But if they wanted to get their own agency together, what advice would you give them?
My biggest advice is actually don't get intimidated by the kind of numbers that we are talking about. Don't say, we're talking about, hey, I got a $10,000 a month contract last week, or you probably say the same thing, Cotton, like I just got a $15,000 a month contract. A lot of the new people, I didn't start there. I'm sure you didn't start there either, Cotton, did you? You just went out and got a $15,000 a month contract. Probably not. When we first started, it was
out getting my ass kicked.
Yeah, when I first started, you have to go through those learning pains, a few of them, and you have to get some of those $350, $500 a month clients when you first start to learn and grow. And that's what I did. I went out there and I just kind of worked, I worked my butt off just to get some of these $500 a month clients to rank really well, show results to other clients, and keep growing that way. So I took on some of the smaller clients in smaller cities that, hey, we could only spend $500 a month. Okay, that's great. I sent you 3 PBN links. You're now ranking in the top 3. I use that as a client, testimonial and result to get my first $1,000 client. So you don't have to go out there and say, look, I need to make, I can't take anyone less than $3,000 a month. You can't start that way. Now we are that way. We grew to that way. Now we don't take anyone less than $1,500 to $2,000 a month, and spend. But we didn't start that way.
Right.
And I don't think you should be afraid to not take on those kind of clients and that learning experiences.
Absolutely. And it's such a great message that you're giving people. And it's always good to have people hear it a different way from like someone that's as successful as you are right now in OMG. So guys, the ultimate message is that him and I never started out banging out big deals. Fletch didn't, Jimmy didn't. Jimmy had to start out learning what a backlink was. Jimmy had to start out learning how to set up a WordPress site, and there's a lot of stuff that, that Jimmy had to learn this year and last year to get him to where he is right now. You have to start somewhere. So start out with small successes, and if you listen to what Jake's saying, start with small successes and build from there. I got my butt kicked a lot, and my first deal was $1,000, and I don't think I ever got over $4,000 or $5,000 a deal for the first 6 months. So you got to start small, and then you get smarter and work harder. So guys, if you've enjoyed the message that like Jake's kind of shared with us, give a hashtag thanks Jake. I'd like to get him back on a future webinar so you guys can pick his brain a little bit further. It's always valuable when you have someone that's having this type of success. You can always pick their brain, always get some information off of them. There's always value in what they have to say. And we're just happy that, Jake's making his home OMG, and that, he's even reached out when we had the mentor thread. We took a couple of people under his wing. That was very gracious of him to even help out. Anytime, that Jake is going to have a wealth of client information, just like I would. And, even if we have varying answers, we're both right. He's having a tremendous amount of success doing it the way he does. I do it the way I do. You might feel comfortable doing it Jake's way, and that's okay. Or you might feel comfortable doing it my way. Fletch has got his own way that he gets clients. And how he presents himself, it's very powerful, but it's different than what I do. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. You need to find the place that you feel most comfortable. That's the path that you need to take, and that's what I want you to learn from this message. So, guys, please, we got still well over 500 people on here. Jake, man, it's like been a pleasure talking to you. I look forward to talking to you one-on-one, finding out some of the stuff you're doing, sharing with some of the things I'm doing.
It's funny that you say that. I was talking to someone about that earlier today. About there's 100 or more different ways you can accomplish one thing on the internet. The internet's such an amazing thing. You can be successful at that one thing 100 different ways on the internet. It's kind of crazy. So there's definitely, I agree with that. There's not one right way to do any of this stuff.
Sure, I learn a tremendous amount from everyone. Anything that I can do to cut corners and to make things easier, processes, things that go on. What a lot of people don't understand is, Jake, is the way that we become successful is our back-end process. Once you get a client, how you handle it and how you fulfill it all the way on the back end. Because if you can't do that efficiently, then you can't ramp up to the type of money that we're making. And that's like what I'm most interested in talking about. Obviously, we have no problem getting clients, but some of the back-end stuff that we're doing, the information that we could trade and even provide to OMG is very, very, very valuable, and especially how we can ramp that up. Because, 1 or 2 clients, if you got 10 clients, you ought to be able to handle that yourself. But when you start getting into 20, 30, 40 clients, you have a process down that's pretty spectacular. You to handle that much, and that's where a lot of people will really gain a lot of knowledge and more confidence. Because I think a lot of people get the SEO, but they don't understand how we're going out getting the clients and how we're fulfilling them, keeping them happy, and then spinning them into more clients. So we'll get you back on a future webinar in the next couple of weeks, and we'll just sit down and talk client stuff, and I think everyone will love it. We'll just love it. So I appreciate you taking your time and hanging on the whole time while Becca was been on. Guys, if you haven't known Jake, he was helped Becker do one of his first courses in 2014, Source ROI, wasn't it, Jake?
Yeah, I was the I was the head coach actually for Source ROI.
Sure.
So I coached all his students there.
Yeah, Jake's had a tremendous amount of success ever since he's been in OMG. Kind of, goes off and does his own thing and then comes back from time to time. But we're going to get him more active in OMG if he's willing to, and just going to be a valuable amount of information for us to pull off of, especially from the client getting way. It's always great to have a fellow person that's out there crushing and getting clients. So thanks, Jake. Mike, anything that you wanted to add or move over towards?
I do. I spotted somebody else in the audience I want to hear from, because we have this great. Having trouble making her an organizer, but I'm going to unmute her and see what happens.
Sure.
Mary Semmer, are you there? Mary? Let me find out if we can get Mary live. She's probably like reaching around trying to find a headset or something like that, or hopefully she's still listening. She's got a great perspective on this stuff.
Absolutely. Let me see if I can find her. I'm looking.
Yeah, maybe make her I unmuted her, so I don't know if that's. I don't know what's going to happen.
Hold on. There we go. No, it's not letting me.
Yeah.
I don't think she's on. That's why.
Oh, is that what it is? All right.
Yeah, I think she's a floater. Yeah, I just think she's a floater, unfortunately.
Yeah, I wanted to.
She has to get a rest. She probably has to get a rest for tomorrow. Her and I have a meeting with one of her clients.
All right. Well, that's good. All right. Well, it's kind of funny because Mary, I'll tell a story on her behalf. She got in here. She got an OMG about this time last year, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe around when Jake joined. She actually came in through Becker as well, and for the first couple of weeks, she really felt overwhelmed, and at times frustrated. And something clicked for her. I think that was really cool. And what clicked, I don't know exactly what it was that led to this revelation, but she really realized that even though she didn't know much OMG, she was just getting her start with OMG, she realized that the very limited amount that she had learned in this first few weeks placed her literally very high amongst SEOs. I mean, she was just shocked. When she would talk to people about SEO who are supposed experts, she had a specificity of understanding. She had a directness, a clarity. She had examples to pull from. And she actually made her first, I think it was like $14,000 deal that she ultimately pulled out of the deal. I think it was just, maybe even within her first few weeks, even faster than Cotton made his first big deal, probably even faster than Fletch. And I just kind of want to, we've talked about some really great specifics. We got into some nice details and nerdy stuff. We've gone to killer Amazon lesson from Jimmy. But at the end of the day, what I really want you to get out of this whole event is that the way David Mills designed OMG is we're zigging when other people are zagging. They're going left, we're going right. And what that's about, ultimately the moves that we're making here. Cotton, to bring this back to you, this is a simulation webinar. This is your stomping ground. This is your playing field. Mm-hmm. When we're still in March, April, May mastery here, about halfway through or heading towards the 2/3 mark. And so much of that is inspired by the path that you took, the path that Greg Morrison took, that Fletch took, that Jake and that Jimmy and Jack, the real successful people inside of OMG. So many people, what they did was they really got their feet underneath them and really made OMG their home base. But what that was about was really getting the ongoing science of OMG on your side. And I think everybody here realizes, Cotton, that you're literally a star salesperson. You're brilliant when it comes to it. You're so passionate. and you earned your stripes, and you really understand sales. And you could have, getting started with the internet marketing world, you could have just run off and sold snake oil. Realistically speaking, if you had a different moral code, obviously, you have a strict moral standard, and you really hold yourself to a very high bar. But if there was something different about you that would allow you to sell snake oil, or that would allow you to sell something that was, and you joined coachings where you were literally advised to sell substandard product, under the guise that it was something very valuable. And the idea is if you could sell it, then that was good enough. And you didn't do that. Like, so much of your secret, you're talking about that back end fulfillment with Jake, and I thought that was brilliant. So much of your secret, Cotton, is you got pretty dang good at SEO. You got pretty dang good at the ongoing science of OMG. And I think that's something that's helped you so much, and it's helped so many people so much. Guys like all the people you met today, like Jack and Jake and Becker and so forth. When it comes to that ongoing science, it gives you such an overwhelming advantage. And we heard it from Jack when it comes to Amazon. We heard it from Becker and Greg when it comes to affiliate marketing. We heard it from you and Jake when it comes to SEO client consulting. What does it feel like to you when you step into a negotiation or a meeting? What kind of confidence does it give you to have that ongoing science, that Greg Morrison on your side, that Jimmy Kelly over your shoulder? Obviously an early mentor for you was Fletch. What kind of confidence does that ongoing science give you?
It's amazing. And what it basically is the best advice I can give everyone that's starting out, or if you want to get to this level, is what I did is a very simple process. I love, if you spend a lot of time with me and if you get to know me very well, if I can't take something and make it very simple, I don't do it. And it has to be something everyone understands. It's something that I've gone back to, it's called the law of the lid. If you need to get around someone that knows more than you, and when you keep listening to people that don't have any income proof, that don't have any ranking proof, you're wasting your time. If someone's posting, if someone's talking, I ignored them. What I did is I went to people that could raise my lid up right underneath theirs. And then I looked at what they do and just kind of studied 360 around it. Fletch, Greg, you, Mike. If people think that I'm good at webinars, I could have never, ever got good at webinars. I studied the master, which is Mike Long. There's no one better at hosting webinars than Mike Long. I've studied it. I've studied you. I've studied how you handle it, how you do it, backwards and forwards, and memorize it, got into your head about why you were doing what you're doing. Same way with why Fletch would do what he would do. I dug in and seen what Greg was doing with testing and knew I needed to do that with client SEO. So it's all about studying and surrounding yourself with people that are better than you, and then taking all of that knowledge and putting it together and putting your own spin on it. So that is what I take, and that's the confidence that it gives me of why I've got the knowledge of Fletch, Greg, Jimmy, you, everyone that I've ever studied, sitting down with every client or ranking every website. And then I've put my spin on it. Not that it's any better, it's just my own unique way. And when you do that, that gives you the power to overtake everything, because the talent that's inside of OMG is by bar none. You can't touch it. You just can't touch it. There's other internet courses out there that claim to do this or that. I've been out there. I've looked at them. I've studied them. They just don't do it. So by just surrounding yourselves and begging someone, please show me how this is being done, or studying why they're doing it, that can transform greatness over to you. So I'm only as great as the people that I've surrounded myself around. And what I've noticed is that, and I get touched when I hear Fletch say that I've inspired him, because what I've noticed is that Fletch has a fire in his heart right now, and it's making me a better person. Every time I talk to Fletch, I feel like that he's pushing me, and like he's moving forward. I need to move forward. The same way when I talk to Joe Marfolio or you, Mike, you're one of the most brilliant people I've ever spoken to. The ideas and the marketing and these OMG way emails that come every day. A lot of people don't know that you handwrite these, and how amazing you are at marketing, and how they're just, I mean, it reads like a magazine every time you open up one. These are my teachers. These are my inspirations, and these are the people that I've learned from. And I encourage you to do the same. So that's what I bring every time I sit in front of a client or I rank a website, is the minds of all these great people that I'm around, and they continue to give to me to this day. And that's what makes this community so amazing.
I just think it's sick. You know, it's just person after person coming on this. Yeah, person after person coming on this event, and it's the same thing. It's different angles, but this is an ongoing science behind this. We're very serious about that. It boils down to these traffic getting techniques and the money getting techniques that you're getting inside of OMG, and it's just simply extraordinary. I've seen new people that have come in. We've gotten several earnings reports from some people that just joined us, but it doesn't have to come fast. I mean, for Fletch, it was within his first 45 days that he made his first 10 gram cotton. His first 90 days he didn't make much at all, if anything. So it's not really about how fast of a start you make, but really the question is, are you making OMG your home base? Are you focusing on that ongoing science? And I really thought that what Fletch said today was extraordinary, about really coming in and, rolling up your sleeves and really playing hard, like playing to win. And I'd like everybody here, to just thank somebody who you drew some inspiration from on this event. Was it, Alex Becker? I got a lot out of what Alex said today, a lot more detail, the feeling that that he felt walking into that agency and what it was like for him. He's just going, man, this is crazy how this thing is being run. Or maybe you got real fired up with what Jack Harvell said about how he's built out this kind of agency hybrid with Amazon, having such extraordinary success. Jake's first 6-figure month, incredible. Obviously, Joshua Fletcher, when it's boiling it down to beginner all the way to the money getting, all the way to the fine-tuned details of the semantic web. Jimmy Kelly coming in here like blowing the door off, a major lesson that could be valuable to anybody in any role of internet marketing, whether you want to make money as SEO client consulting, or obviously if you're in Amazon, it's just unbelievable. And let's face it, this is Cotton's world. We're just living in it. We're just hanging out. Please thank each individual that you really got something from. If you got something from everybody, then thank each of them. But I'd love to see the thank yous roll in. OMG is a city on a hill. It's a place where friends come together in Providence, and we're just people helping people movement. I got a lot out of everybody here today, and I want to individually thank each of them. So that's what I wanted to say about that. Sure.
What I like to do is just make a big circle background. Guys, please thank everyone that touch it. A lot of the times we're sitting behind a computer desk. We don't know if what we're saying is reaching you. We don't know if we're helping you. When we see things like this, it really means a lot to us. If you got something with Jake, I just learned a lot just from asking Jake a few questions. Or maybe it was Jack, Jimmy. Jimmy was very gracious showing that to you. Jimmy could have put that in a course and charged $100 for it. You would have bought it. That's just how giving Jimmy is. Jimmy's got one of the biggest hearts of anyone I've ever met. Doesn't have a malicious bone in his body. The more I get to know him, just a sweet individual. Just very, very, very giving. Jack as well. But what I want to do is I want to bring it full circle back around, and I'm going to turn it back over to Fletch if he's on still. And I want you to kind of bring us home, and then I want you to tell us how everyone can get signed in to your webinar this Sunday, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. And I mean, for me, OMG really is about, Mike enunciated it probably the best. It's another chance. It's another chance for a lot of us to create our own opportunities and open up a life that that we really wanted to have and to create that didn't happen before we found this place. And for me, that happened. It happened, but it didn't happen to me. It happened because I created it. And just in that experience, I understand what it takes to not only have the right information and the right community, but to also take the right action and get yourself ready to make the most of it. So, on that note, that's really why I opened up and kind of recreated my office hours in the way I did. And, as Cotton mentioned, we're going to get rolling with that on Sunday, 11 Eastern. It's going to be an ongoing thing, but anybody here, regardless of, joining with Breakthrough, Juggernaut, or X, you're all welcome. And if you're still here, if you're still making a go of it and committed, but you just haven't put it together yet, I really want you to be on. I spend hours every day trying to create ways to connect with and help people who are in OMG and are looking to transform their lives. As many of you know, I'm not the SEO guru here. I'm not the person like, Jimmy can come on and drop these bombs with, these crazy little awesome techniques that can just move you ahead eons with ranking. Greg, he tells you exactly what you need to know. And if you just follow those instructions, you'll rank. And I'm really the person who bridges the gap between somebody who comes in and they want that life, they want that lifestyle, they want to be able to contribute, and they know the knowledge is there, but they aren't doing it yet. And I really want to make sure that everybody here that is dedicated has the resources, has the community, has a connection, and has every bit of the tools to make that happen. So starting Sunday, jump on 11 Eastern. You can go to my website, searchexplosion.com, and there's a nav bar link to coaching. Just click through there. You'll find the password, regardless of where you are in XJ or Breakthrough in the membership area. In all likelihood, it'll be OMG Breakthrough. So not too worried about random people jumping in, because if you don't have the background, if you don't have that community, it's not going to work for you. So, on that note, we've got all the rest of the training I'm going to put together for you guys. And as much as anything, it's about you stepping up and saying, this is the life I'm going to live. I'm dedicated to this. These people around me know what I need to do technically, as well as just kind of getting my mind right. And I want to kind of lead that charge. And this Sunday, we're going to start that. So really appreciate the opportunity to talk to everybody here tonight. Cotton, as always, you are an incredible resource, my friend. Every time I get a chance to jump on one of these, I am excited. And Mike, Jimmy, Jake that jumped on tonight, it's a pleasure to get to see what OMG has really opened up and created. Mike, David, and Greg. If you guys don't know the story, Greg wanted to sell an ebook, and it's turned into this. And that's just the way, Mike and David and Greg see this thing. Take what you can do to the highest and best use, and then don't apologize for what you can create. And everybody here is in that world. And I really want to see people who may have been here for a year and they kind of know it, but they haven't done it quite yet. I want those people to be the next wave of huge earnings reports, of being in a position to give back and contribute as a mentor. It doesn't matter how long you've been here. If you're here tonight and this is exciting and you're still committed to it, then just say, this is it. This is the time I'm going to change things. You're already in. You got the knowledge. It's going to work if you decide it will work. So that's all I want to say. I'm fired up, like Cotton said. We had the Network Empire Cert and some other things going incredibly well in my life. So I want to give back as much as possible. And all the tools you have are in front of you. All the support you need is here, and we are all willing to give you everything it takes to change your lives. So on that note, I'll pass it back to Cotton, Mike, whoever wants to wrap things up, or we can just wrap it up on that. Either way, guys, truly a pleasure and honor to serve you all.
Once again, guys, it's going to be this Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Fletch is going to put, believe the information. If not, I'll repost it back up on Facebook. Search Explosion. You'll be able to find the link over there. But I want to take one last thing before I turn it over to Mike. Guys, I want everyone to thank Mike. He's literally an unsung hero. He's on all these webinars all the time, and he does such an amazing job making us look amazing. I mean, Mike consistently works and works and works. He's reaching out to members. You know, one of the most selfless people in the world, and that's why he's one of my best friends in the world. And guys, I want you to take the time right here. There's still about 500 people on, and I want you to thank Mike Long. And this is something that we don't do. Mike's always the first to get thanks and you know, just to bring the spotlight on someone else. But we don't give him enough thanks, I think, because Mike is the glue that holds all of this together. And I know that when he was in China, OMG didn't feel the same. You know, not getting these emails, knowing that he's out there, giving all the hashtag booms and this. Mike is literally the glue that holds this all together. Without him, everything would feel different. Nothing would be the same. And guys, I truly, if Mike has touched you in any way at all, if he's helped you, if he's inspired you as he has me and continues to do every day, I'm lucky enough to get to talk to him every day, then please thank him right now. And just let him show you that you care and that what he's doing is working, because that's the only way he's going to know. There's a lot of selfless work that Mike does. He's up late at night writing emails, always concerned with income reports, always concerned with members, always making phone calls, always finding a way to make OMG a better place. You know, I thought Mike was crazy a couple months ago when he wanted to develop a whole Amazon full-blown course inside of OMG and just give it to you guys. And now that his visions come together, it's a masterpiece. And Mike is just a visionary like that, and he continues to try to give to all of us. So, Mike, I'm going to turn it back over to you, and I'm going to give you the last words when we go out. You know, hopefully it feels good seeing all these posts come in about how everyone appreciates you and how you've helped change lives, Mike, by you being here for us every day.
Hashtag mind blown. I obviously I really appreciate it. It's overwhelming. So thank you, everybody. I want to thank everybody. Obviously, Jack, Jake, Jimmy, Cotton, Fletch, Greg Morrison was on with us, and of course our original special guest, Alex Becker. It might seem like that was a long time ago when Becker was on with us, about a couple hours back. But he really made it a lot of fun and really got us off to a rocket start. This is about what this event was about, and I think this is a powerful event. I believe that some will look back, many will look back at this event as a turning point where they realized, well, dang, there isn't so much competition out there. There's money flying around everywhere, number one, and number two, I can do as good or probably even a better job than the agencies out there, than your quote unquote competition on Amazon, than your than the other affiliate marketers out there. Not because I'm a special snowflake, not because God made me better, presumptuous or ridiculous like that, but just, because you had the courage to join OMG and to take advantage of the ongoing science behind it, that the gentlemen and wonderful ladies and women that help us, like Sue and Liz and so many unsung heroes. We want you to take advantage of that. This is the time, and we're really, it's cool inside of OMG because we're zigging when other people are zagging. It's fun, and when other people are, I don't even know what they're investing in. I really don't. I just know that what we invest in is an ongoing science of results and success, whether it's SEO, anchor and URL, trust flow, understanding recovery, whether it's client getting, whether it's smart moves with Amazon, smart moves with affiliate marketing, whatever it is, we've got it inside of OMG. It's packed to the to the absolute utmost. And OMG is sitting on a hill. We have this culture. We have this culture of friends helping friends, of people banding together, joining forces, helping one another, and being recognized, sharing. It's a lot of fun. It's been wonderful to see it grow and to see people's success grow. So it's been a lot of fun for me. I want to bring attention to Alex Becker's offer one last time. He put together an OMG exclusive. He's so many of the people that you've met who came in and have had huge success. Becker has built OMG from the outside and from the inside. So we really appreciate him for that. He's got his own ongoing testing and development lab. I think that he wowed a lot of people with what he shared tonight. To get his offer, I'm going to, it's a little bit odd, but I'll go ahead and put a link in. When I say odd, I just know that there's hundreds and hundreds of comments here. I think it's sourcewave.com/ZOMG. And I've talked Becker into holding that open for the next 48 hours, which is not a long time. We'll obviously have to at least edit this webinar, if not pull it down completely in 48 hours. I'll have to figure out exactly how to handle that, because this link is only going to be viable for the next 48 hours. That's source-wave.com/ZOMG. And Becker also put together an extraordinary. The bonuses he put together are worth far more than the price of admission. So it's pretty well a no-brainer for to do it at least for a month. I can't imagine. There's absolutely no reason not to do it for at least a month, and then of course you can evaluate from there. So that's source-wave.com/ZOMG. I know this is like the least pitch webinar you've ever heard of, but I endorse this, and even just again the bonuses, the AB Black and the Hunter Source Hunter bonuses alone worth far more than the cost of admission. But that was really tremendous stuff, and of course the software itself. What I want to do is close out with the Lord's Prayer, and then we'll end for the night. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. All right, Cotton, thank you so much for this event. It was obviously outrageously amazing.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for everyone for joining. Next week, we're going to start a 6-week-long march on a new client getting tactic that is going to change the face of OMG, just like Mobile Apocalypse. So if you're not in Director's Cut, I would find a way to get in. So with that, I'll see everyone next week.